The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink!
Stunner! Damn it!
Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people! And welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, September 10th, 2024. This program starts now. Football is awesome. We are officially done with the week one of the NFL slate. Last night, the New York Jets, with Aaron Rodgers' big return, started out hot and then got a little chilly. And the San Francisco 49ers without Christian McCaffrey. Whoa. Big story there. Who knew what when?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I want to know. Who knew what when? Certainly some questions are being asked. And when Schefter was on our program yesterday, and he said, Christian McCaffrey's been dealing with that calf and Achilles. It was like, whoa, what's the first time? That's the first time we've heard Achilles out of your mouth or anybody's mouth. And then lo and behold, just a couple hours later, he is ruled out. Will he be back? When will he be back? That's a massive question going forward. And when did they know that he wasn't going to play? Because we deserve to know.
Amen.
Because we're betting on anytime scores, and we got fantasy football.
Yeah, that's right.
And we got everything else that doesn't matter to them winning a Super Bowl, but certainly matters to us individually. We'll have Adam Schefter on here in about 9 minutes to give us some quick bites on what we need to know as we move into this glorious Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. Travis Kelce will join us in about 15 minutes or so. He's on top of the world right now.
That's right.
Truly.
Great mustache.
Oh, my God.
Fantastic.
Incredibly handsome, and he's lead blocking now.
Yep.
So everybody knows Travis Kelce is a tight end as being the guy who can get open, wide open, knows the defense better than the defense knows the defense. He runs Travis Kelce routes, which aren't even in the playbook. Him and Patrick Mahomes have gone on to win 3 Super Bowls together, 2 of them obviously back-to-back, in a quest to go 3 straight for the first time in the history of the NFL. Can't wait to catch up with him because he's also a part of the most famous couple on earth that's supposed to break up in a few weeks.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the internet told me they're supposed to break up in a few weeks. Saw him at the U.S. Open singing about love to each other very publicly. Can't wait to talk to him about everything. And then next hour, Aaron Rodgers will join us, fresh off his return flight from Santa Clara. How did he feel getting back out there? Came out spinning it. Jets looked good early. Now, granted, there was a drop, and then there was a fumble, so they stumble out of the gates. Aaron looked good. Garrett Wilson looked good. And then all of a sudden, the San Francisco 49ers proved that they are still the San Francisco 49ers. Their defense was smothering. Their offense did whatever the hell they wanted, and they end up covering and blowing out the New York Jets on Monday Night Football. Now, how does Aaron feel about the rest of the season? I'll be excited to hear his optimistic take, which is seemingly what he always is. Still a lot to go for them. Still a lot of growth for them. What's their defense going to do? We will not ask Aaron that, but what does the offense have in store going forward? Nathaniel Hackett probably felt pretty good having a quarterback that could do some stuff. They inevitably lose to this Niners team, who we got to remember.
Good ball club.
Yeah.
And tighter than ever.
They're going to go.
Tighter than ever.
Yeah.
Ricky Pearsall met up with the first responders, gave him big hugs. He was on the sideline. Everybody's dapping him up. Trent Williams, who was able to go get an IV in the middle of the game and come back and not miss any snaps. So phenomenal work by their doctors and their nurses and everybody that's able to do that. He gives up 0 pressures after missing the entirety of training camp. This New York Jets defense was supposed to be dominant. I think the San Francisco 49ers, without Christian McCaffrey, took that as a massive, massive challenge and said, you know what, we're going to prove to the world who the hell we are once again. This Niners team loses in overtime in the Super Bowl just a few months ago. People forget that. You want to write off the Jets, you can certainly do that, but this is also going to be one of their toughest challenges all damn year. It's night 1, week 1. There's a lot to go. Can't wait to catch up with Aaron. Let's go to the talks table at Boss O'Connor and at Ty Schmidt. What'd you see last night from that game, Ty?
Biggest takeaway, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. Today, all Jets fans want to be doom and gloom, and oh my God, look how good the 49ers are. We were supposed to be a Super Bowl contender, but I think when just watching Rodgers play, it's in there. It's gonna. I mean, that was his first game as a Jet. People forget, he hasn't played with any of these guys. Yeah, sure, he's practiced with them in the offseason, but you could start to see kind of things going a little bit, and they complete a ball here, don't have a turnover here. Like, that game turns out a little bit differently, I think. So I think if you're a Jets fan, like, you have confidence. It wasn't Zach Wilson out there. It's Aaron Rodgers, and you can see the more he plays, I think the more this offense is going to kind of gel. And it just so happened that you had one of your toughest tests of the season first night. So I don't think it's all doom and gloom for the Jets. I think there's still a lot to be excited about.
Not that late of an ending of the game, Boston Connor. You know, I fell asleep at halftime, woke back up, saw the fourth quarter, saw Tyrod Taylor play and say, that's not good. Okay. I love seeing Tyrod Taylor. I missed a little bit. Got a chance to rewatch it this morning. Not that late of a game. Ended like 11:15, 11:20-ish. I like that.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, they probably ran about 2,500 commercials throughout the first half, so that might have even extended it a little longer. Could have been 10:30, 10:45 if you wanted to, but the 49ers defense, still the 49ers defense. They're DC, the guy who has some shades of Randy Orton, I would say. I think sometimes I glanced over a little bit every now and then when he was on the screen. I was like, Randy Orton might be calling plays for the Niners. Yeah, yes, he would, but they are fantastic. Fred Warner still got it. That punch-out fourth play of the game was ridiculous.
Yeah, and Brees Hall obviously got to hang on to the rock there. Alan Lazard got to be able to make that catch on the first third down. That might take, a little wind out of the sails, but they still come back and end up, scoring. Alan Lazard has a couple tuds even after the drop. So I don't think we rule out the Jets just yet, but I do think we have to continue to compliment this San Francisco 49ers defense, who is seemingly intact. And, they bring in Campbell from the Packers, who almost, I thought Gary Wilson was potentially night, never going to make it out of Santa Clara for that one particular ball. But that defense coordinator you're talking about is the fourth one in 5 years. Okay, fourth defense coordinator in 5 years. You know why? They all get head coaching jobs because of how good that defense is. Yep. So if I'm a Jets fan, I understand that you want to see Super Bowl. We're supposed to be the Niners. Sure. You're not yet. You still got 4 months, though, to figure it all out. Tall task to have the Niners on opening night at home. Place was rocking.
Yeah.
That's a 5:30 kickoff for them over there. Remember that place was rocking. One half of the hammer, Dahn, Cowboys, AP tone. Gomblers last night. Everybody was on the Jets, I heard. Is that an accurate depiction?
Yeah, the majority of the humans were on the Jets. I think maybe people forget how dominant the 49ers are. And, and Bill was on here talking about Brock. I think people forget about Brock Purdy. They call him a game manager, okay? Guy's a game maestro, okay? He's got the brass section into it. He's got the string section into it, and he's up there just orchestrating everything. He gets everyone in the right spots, motioning.
I like that, too.
Yeah, thank you, boys. I thought, good. Sometimes I like when it gets together. But Brock, he just makes every decision is perfect. His ball placement is perfect. He always goes the right place. He is the perfect quarterback for the Shanahan.
Yeah, I think so too. And he can run. Here he is going to get loose, and then he's going to go head first for a first down in the second quarter. It's like Brock Purdy's athletic. Brock Purdy is jacked. Brock Purdy makes all the right decisions. Another year in this system, so he's even more comfortable. Not that he wasn't before. And he's also only making $850,000 or something this year.
Yeah, that's right.
So they can pay everybody around him because quarterback salary cap hit is much smaller than everywhere else in the entirety of the NFL. I saw somebody put out a post NIL money in the SEC for quarterbacks is 5x what Brock Purdy's making in his third year to be a San Francisco 49ers starting quarterback. Now, obviously, he's the last pick of the draft, so his contract starts at that particular point. But this dude is a weapon for this Niners team, and George Kittle obviously is going to get even more loose. They spread that ball around.
Yeah.
No Christian McCaffrey makes you think they don't have a game record? Don't worry about it. Third-year running back Mason all over the place. 157 yards on the ground or whatever. He was bananas. Now, when did he know what? When did he know what? Because I would have liked to know if Christian McCaffrey was playing whenever I picked the New York Jets yesterday. Because if I would have heard he wasn't playing, I would have been even stronger in my take. Little did I know it did not matter. Ayuk had a couple drops, but he also made a couple plays. Debo Samuel got the ball in the backfield, also made some incredible plays. It feels like this team is in midseason form over there in San Francisco. Let's go to the man who did pick the San Francisco 49ers to cover 3.5 yesterday. It went down to 3 after the McCaffrey announcement. 9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler. D-Butch, what you see from the San Francisco 49ers team yesterday?
Pretty much everything you guys said, but I was surprised. I was shocked, honestly, of how physical the 49ers were. Right up the middle, right between the tackles, ran for over 100 of those yards between the tackles. That was surprising. You mentioned Trent. He hit the ground running. Ayuk's still a little, not really up to speed yet, but he will be. They'll get Ricky in there. They'll get C-Mac. So the Niners are still the Niners. That's why I kind of picked them. I knew it would be a well-oiled machine. And then Nick Sorensen, the new D coordinator on that other side of the ball, got those guys flying around. Fred Warner said he called a perfect game. Guys are flying around. Diamonor Lenore made a big PBU that led to an interception. You mentioned the punch out from Fred Warner. Nick Bosa still Nick Bosa, even though he's out there getting hugged up on as much as possible. And Moody, even the special team, Moody comes out, goes 6 for 6. So just a well-oiled machine. And you could tell when you lose that Super Bowl, it usually gets guys fired up in this team. They got the right squad.
Hard to get back to the Super Bowl after you lose the Super Bowl because you have the shortest offseason, yada, yada, yada. I genuinely believe that thing that happened with Ricky Pierce,
huge.
Is a massive unifier for that team. Not that they needed it, and they're not a tight team, and the pillars are all there, but as we are calling a man who's going to give us a little bit of a breakdown in that, whenever you watch that team play, it's like, oh, it's already November for them. It's already October, and they're already going to get better and better and better. When's Christian McCaffrey coming back? We will find out here in a matter of moments from a man that normally has all the information. Before we talk to him, though, Week 1 is officially done. Let's go through all the big storylines coming out of Week 1 of the NFL season. Not from us. No, we're not smart enough. We have some journalistic standards around here. Let's go to AI. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for The Grok Says.
Grok says.
The Grok says. The Grok says.
Grok says.
The Grok says. So we put into the Grok on the X and said, what's the biggest takeaway from Week 1 of the NFL season? The Grok says about 10 things need to be talked about. How about the performances of rookie and new coaches? Rookie head coaches like Gerard Mayo and Mike McDonald secured wins, indicating potential for new strategies and leadership styles in the NFL. The performance of rookie quarterback Caleb Williams in his debut was also a significant point of discussion, although mixed with expectations of growth.
Hell yeah, Grok.
Number 2, Dallas Cowboys dominance. The Cowboys showcased their talent, particularly with Dak Prescott leading the charge, suggesting they might be a formidable force in the NFC. Their performance was highlighted as one of the most impressive of the week.
Okay.
The Grok says, Chiefs continued excellence. Number 3, despite not playing their best game, the Kansas City Chiefs demonstrated they might still be a step ahead of many teams, reinforcing their status as a top contender. The Grok says things kind of in a boring fashion, but he definitely says some things that are... The Grok says, number 4, the Lions' grit in the Rams challenges. The Detroit Lions showed resilience, particularly in their comeback against the Rams, indicating they're not to be underestimated. Conversely, the Rams, despite losing, highlighted concerns about their depth, especially with injuries, but also showcased moments of brilliance, particularly through Stafford to Cup. That's the 9 to dime connection that they have in a podcast. Let's go to number 5 from The Grok says, individual player performances. Players like Jameson Williams from the Lions and Sam Darnold for the Vikings had notable games, suggesting new dynamics or revitalized careers in some places. Joe Mixon's performance for the Texans was also highlighted for his impact. J-Mo back healthy. Sam Darnold in his new spot, dominant. And then Joe Mixon ran for 160 on Coconut Husk at Lucas Oil Stadium. How about defensive struggles and offensive dominance, The Grok says? There was a narrative around defenses struggling against certain offensive schemes, particularly those run by coaches like Shanahan and McDaniel, pointing towards an offensive league where innovative play calling can create significant advantages.
Grok.
The Grok says. Wow. How about number 7? Injuries and their immediate impact. And although my dream catcher sent a dream into my brain last week and said there's going to be no injuries this NFL season, there were some. And the Grok says the mention of injuries like to Puka Nacua indicates how quickly the game can change for teams, affecting strategies and outcomes almost immediately. Jordan Love also injured, but how much says The Grok?
Grok.
We don't know. There's some information coming out of Green Bay.
Yeah, some people saying Jordan Love might be playing this Sunday.
What?
That feels like a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
I don't
to
know.
try to make the Indianapolis
Mumbo
Colts think
jumbo.
about it. Number 8, the team rebuilding and expectations. Teams like the Panthers and Bears with a new rookie quarterback face scrutiny over their offensive performances, suggesting a season of growth and adjustment rather than immediate success. With the Panthers, Grok, I think you just go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
They suck.
Grok.
They absolutely suck. Surprises and upsets. Number 9 from the Grok. The New England Patriots win over the Cincinnati Bengals was seen as a significant upset.
Hell yeah.
Questioning the Bengals' readiness or the Patriots' underestimation going into the season?
Tell him, Gronk.
And then fantasy football implications is number 10 from the Gronk says. From Post on X, there's a clear interest in player performances from a fantasy football perspective, with players like George Pickens and Tony Pollard being highlighted for their fantasy value due to performance or volume of plays. These takeaways reflect a mix of expected outcomes, surprising performances, and the beginning of narratives that could define a whole season, like the impact of new coaching strategies, the health of key players, and the early season form of teams expected to contend for playoffs or championships. And that's what the Gronk says. I love that. AI.
Gronk
says. The Gronk says. The Gronk says. Hey, please don't sue us, Rock, or Gronk, or WWE. But that is a nice little weapon. I don't know if you know that at the bottom of X, there's a little box with a slash in it. I've happened to use it on game day, actually. A name will get brought up that maybe I don't know enough about, and I'll go into the Gronk and I'll be like, yo, tell me about blah, blah, blah. And then bang,
Boom.
full on send.
Gotcha.
AI is the future.
Gronk knows ball.
Gronk knows ball.
Amen.
He's like from 30,000 foot view, the Gronk is,
Yep.
but he certainly is dive in. Let's go to somebody that knows the game better than all of us, knows the drama, shouldn't say the game, knows the drama and the inside information of the NFL better than all of us. It is time for some quick Adam bombs. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Schefter. Shefty, obviously it is the Tuesday after NFL Week 1 wraps up. What are some storylines? We just heard from the Gronk. What are you keeping track of, and what do we need to know about? Frozen.
Well, I think we start in the AFC North with some quarterback storylines. Mike Tomlin just said that they are preparing Justin Fields to start on Sunday against the Denver Broncos, but they're going to be monitoring Russell Wilson in practice. As for the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson, not at practice yesterday. My understanding is he needed an extra day, sore and beat up from the game against the Chiefs. We'll see how that impacts things going forward. I don't think it threatens his availability, but if you're taking another day to get ready for the upcoming week, then, again, something to monitor going forward. And the other thing that I have my eye on today is the shirt that Travis Kelce is going to be wearing when he comes on your show, considering that Jason Kelce didn't have his luggage and suitcase for his Monday night debut in San Francisco last night, had to go to Lululemon to buy a white shirt that, in his own words, really showed off his tits. That's his words, not mine.
All right, we appreciate the hell out of you, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Schefter.
Wow.
Yeah, well said.
That was incredible. That was his best hit he's ever had.
Yeah. Those are some quick Adam bombs, right? Just dropped them in there. Russell Wilson going to be on the pine again. Justin Fields is going to be starting for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ooh.
How do we feel about Lamar Jackson? Now, let's remember, extended weekend. Monday, not normally a practice day. They got a chance to do that because they played on Thursday night. Wednesday is the start of the new official week for most teams on the field and in the meeting room. Lamar Jackson lost weight this year. Remember, he's a little bit smaller, able to move a little bit more. Should we be concerned about this, or we think he was just taking a G day? This is very early in the season to be taking a G day.
Very early for vet day, but you mentioned it. Coming off that long weekend, that's the only thing that concerns me. If they are out there practicing and he's not there or limited or whatever this early on, we all watched the game and he ran a bunch. Like he kind of came into that game with like, hey, I'm kind of taking it to my own hands. We know in the AFC Championship he didn't run at all that much. So watching this game, I'm like, hey, I hope he doesn't keep doing this season. You don't want him taking those type of hits at that quarterback position. A little surprising, but I think Lamar will be out there.
Yeah, I think so. And I don't like that it's this early.
Yeah.
But also we have no idea what the conversation behind the scenes.
Sure. Right.
What we do know out of the Baltimore Ravens is that John Harbaugh is talking about Derrick Henry's presence on the Baltimore Ravens. He obviously got the ball a lot, scored a touchdown for the Ravens. We thought it was a little bit of a cheat code to have Lamar and Derrick Henry in the same backfield. Here's John Harbaugh talking about Derrick.
We know the run game is a big part of what you guys want to do, especially with Henry here now. Not a lot of success Thursday night. What did you see when you watched the run game?
I think it's a great point. I think it's going to be every game is going to be kind of interesting and different. I like the way the run game looked for the most part with just the running back run game. There were some plays that I'd like to see be blocked a little better, but other plays that were blocked really well. And then we rushed for 185 yards overall, and a lot of that's Lamar, but that's the formula. The formula is all the guys together. It's not just the one guy. I think we didn't bring Derrick in here to be, the guy that gets the ball 30 times a game. He's done that before. That's really not the plan. The plan is Derrick, Lamar, Mark, Isaiah, Zay, Bate.
What?
Nelly.
What?
You know, that's kind of the plan in this offense going forward. So I think that evaluation will be best made over the course of the season.
Setup.
And I'm very confident there's going to be games where Derek's going to go for 100 plus or more, and you're going to be asking me why Isaiah only got 2 catches. You know, that's probably going to happen during the course of the season, and that's going to be good for us. That's what we want to be. We want to be unpredictable that way.
Okay.
And where does the game take us? You know, as we get into the game.
Yeah, I like that. Everybody's going to have to get their fair share. We're going to have to keep the ball moving around. Lamar Jackson taking off on Monday. Derrick Henry understanding he's not going to get the workload. I'll be excited to see how the Baltimore Ravens kind of manage this year. They're going to be in it. Baltimore Ravens are going to be in it. I think we took that away from that Thursday night debut.
Yeah, I know fantasy owners for Derrick Henry probably hate hearing that, but you obviously want him late in the game, in the playoffs. You want him late in playoff games, Super Bowl, obviously potentially, but when Derrick Henry, I forgot, it might have been Chuck that was on here, talked about Derrick Henry for defenses, like that fourth quarter when he just weighs on you, then he hits you for that 40, 50, 70-yard run. That's where it really breaks your back. But I understand it. You want to limit him throughout the year, keep him fresh. So that's smart. Once again, don't want Lamar running around that much. I'm sure he'll kind of taper that down at some point, get that ball to Zay. Bate made some plays as well. But outside of the fantasy owners for Derrick Henry, it was nothing too concerning from that.
All right, some more stories happening around the NFL as we have week 1 kind of wrapped up. Brian Callahan, the new head coach of the Tennessee Titans, he was the one that actually said in the second half against the Bears, in which the Bears scored no touchdowns and ended up getting a win, if we just punted, we win that on first down, we win that game. Here's the new coach for the Tennessee Titans who let one away in Chicago.
It was situational. We were playing so good on defense that it's almost as if we just punted it on 1st and 10 every time, we might have won the game. The way that we gave it away. So
they got a lot to kind of figure out down there in Tennessee. I think what we saw in the first half will make us think Tennessee Titans could be a team. What we saw in the second half shows us that Will Levis still has a lot of room to grow. Now, is it Will Levis? Is it Callahan? Is it the conversation? Who's letting Will know, hey, we don't need you doing any do-si-do, tossing backhanded in the fourth quarter with 11 minutes left, and we're giving up the ball. Obviously, we're talking about the backhanded pick 6 that ends up taking place. This is kind of the one. And then him on his knees with his hands on his head right there, bang. No. That has kind of become the image of the Tennessee Titans from week 1. Saw a lot of promise from them in the first half, though. I'm still a believer in the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, especially because, the defense played unbelievable. Yes, it was against a rookie quarterback, but he threw for less than 100 yards, and they were great against the run game as well. And then you talk about how their run game was. They were running for over 6 yards a carry with Pollard and Tajay Spears, but guess what? There's a red-nosed reindeer sitting right behind Will who knows how to win football games. If they need to, Mason Rudolph will come in there and win them some football games.
Amen.
Yeah, he certainly will. He did for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Remember, they wanted Mason Rudolph the hell out of town.
Yes.
And then they were all chanting his name. He came back, showed some promise for that Pittsburgh Steelers team, and then he gets sent to the Tennessee Titans, although all eyes are on Will Levis all offseason. A lot of people saying they believed in Will Levis all offseason.
Oh, yeah, big time. Felt like they were all in on him just because of the moves they made.
It really did feel like Will Levis, like, okay, we're building around Will Levis. We know he's the guy. That was kind of surprising to me with how he played last year, but I appreciated and respected the amount of push behind him. And then you watch him in the first half, it's like, all right, here we go. If he can manage that second half, if he can manage the emotions of the game and the situations of the game, maybe they're a real problem down there in Nashville, which is a wonderful city.
Yeah, and there was a point where it was either 17-10, maybe 17-16, and he was going up and down the sideline screaming his head off, so maybe has to figure that out a little bit. But to your point, they kind of went and got the best offensive weapon available in Ridley and the best defensive weapon available in Snead. And then they got the best center, you could argue, in free agency too, in Cushenberry. So if they're all in on Levis, he better not throw backhanded pick sixes to lose games.
Yeah, and that was it was an impressive backhanded pick six.
Oh, he can make that pitch, Coach.
You know what it looked like?
Who's that?
2 sprains.
All
I can think of is this guy's too tough. This guy wants to make too many plays. He's got that Carson Wentzism in him.
Sure.
Because Carson would never go down. No play was over. I can do whatever. And he was incredibly talented and was able to do all those things. And when he's playing great football, he was through the roof. But then whenever he was making some of those decisions, it was like, this is professional football. You can't be doing that. Whenever I saw that backhanded toss, I'm like,
wow.
Oh, no. You better not have that same ism that Carson had, because that'll lead you into some bad spots. Now, with that being said, if his upside is anywhere near what Carson Wentz's upside is, I think everybody in Tennessee is pumped about that. Just got to manage the game a little bit.
Yeah, I still believe in him. It's early. You won't overreact to week 1. It was a terrible play, but you look at what happened on the other side with Bears. Caleb Williams, he made some, not so great plays, but didn't put his team in a situation where he was going to lose the game. You saw Kevin Byard speaking after the game like, hey, Sometimes it's going to be the defense or maybe the special teams that makes a big play, and the offense doesn't really do shit or show up, and that'll flip throughout the season. But I still believe in Will. I still believe in the weapons and the team that they assemble, and we know in the AFC South it'll come down to the last 2 weeks.
If we go back to what the Gronk said, there are some disappointing teams, the Carolina Panthers most specifically. I mean, we're staring down, I don't want to say it because it's a rude thing to say to somebody, and I don't think that Bryce has been given necessarily the most fair opportunity.
Sure.
Now, if Andrew Luck is on that team, how does it go? If you drop like somebody who's supposed to be a guy, CJ Stroud on that team, how does it go? And that's unfair to Bryce Young to do that, but that's reality of the situation whenever you're talking about judging number one overall picks in this entire thing. If Andrew Luck's on that team last year, does it look as bad as it looked? I don't know. I legitimately do not know. None of us do. But if Andrew Luck's on this team, does it look as bad as it does right now?
Cam Newton.
He had Cam Newton on the team. How does it look? And that's how it's going to be judged because you're the number one overall pick. Not fair, but that's just reality of the situation. If it continues to go like this, they're going to start putting them in the they're going to start putting them in that the wheels on the bus go through Carolina. That's what they're going to say in this entire thing. And I don't think it's fair. Obviously, he's already on his second head coach, his second offense coordinator, but that team sucks. And there is not a lot of hope. They're actually selling tickets for $1.80 right now.
That's right. Two.
You can get 2 tickets for $1.80 right now to a Carolina Panthers game. It is home opener.
Yeah.
This would be home opener, $1.80 for 2 tickets. Now, at the end of the year last game of the season, it was raining terribly. They were in front of like 100 fans. That is not normal in the NFL. At what point does the NFL look at Tepper and look at the Panthers and go like, hey, you're going to get relegated? You remember what happened to Burnley, okay, when they were up with the big boys and then they get dropped down a championship? We might have to do that to you. Yep. You're embarrassing us. Whenever they show the stadium and it was completely empty last year, it looked like a COVID game.
Yep.
Now, $1.80, nobody in the NFL wants like that. Everything in the NFL is like this. Everything in the NFL is like this. Ratings, merch, sales, money, platforms, you name it. These guys can't sell a fucking ticket down in Carolina. That is not good news for anybody down there.
Well, and it's not like the game was close at any point. Like, it was 30-3 at halftime, and one of the clips that we ran, it was 7-0, of course, but that was Bryce Young's first throw was an interception. So when we're talking about like number one picks, and you guys talk about like scripts that coaches have too, sometimes those 15 plays Bill brought up, that might not be part of the game plan, but just to get yourself in rhythm, like this is 1st and 10. And he throws a terrible interception right off the bat to start the game. Like, I genuinely hope for Panthers fans that it gets better because we all waited so long for football season, and I feel bad for people that wait this long, like Luke Combs, and then this is how your season starts. You basically don't want to watch anymore, and we're not even a couple weeks into the season, but things do not look good up there or over there.
I mean, listen, I agree with everything he just said. I absolutely agree. Like, if I'm a Panthers fan and you wait 8 to 9 long months, and then that's the product you have to see. But it is what it is. I mean,
what is?
They suck. They're ass. I mean, it's
week 1.
It is.
There's a lot of season left. There's 16 more games.
Saints are good.
But the more this happens, like they continually show what the Panthers gave up to get Bryce Young, and what the Bears were able to get with that. It's like, we're talking about the Bears, some people are picking them to go to the Super Bowl. You're like talking about them winning the NFC North. There have been a couple people who have. I won't say who, but
some buffoons.
Yeah, exactly. And that granted, when your quarterback goes 14-29 and throws for 93 yards, maybe that tempers things a little bit. But I'm just saying, like, the more the Panthers, and not just lose, like get embarrassed like this, like they're just going to keep going back to that. And then you talk about like you got free agents, like you're getting into that area where you're going to have to spend serious money to get like the mid-tier free, like no one who's worth the shit is going to want to go and play in Carolina.
I'll tell you what, Charlotte's a beautiful city.
It is.
It's a beautiful time.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful time.
If we had to go back and ask him now, I mean, you remember we had him on a couple years ago, and Thielen told us like this team can win right now. I'd like to check back in with Thielen and see kind of just where he's at.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lake Norman's a beautiful place.
It is.
They got a golf simulator in the locker room.
You're right. Cool. I forgot about that.
They got the second wealthiest owner in the NFL. That should help, right? That should certainly help something.
All those things like basically point to like, hey, they suck at football, but they got a golf simulator, so it's got to be kind of fun.
Well, on that note, we got an incredibly cool-looking guy playing for the New York Giants, and he's about fed up with it.
Yeah.
Kayvon Thibodeau was meeting with the press after their terrible loss to the Minnesota Vikings, and this is how that went. Look how cool he looks, though.
I know that a lot's
What?
on you guys in the pass rush up front. Like that's what this team's supposed to be built on. How much?
Anybody else got questions?
What's
Kayvon, what happened?
you know why is that a big
Go ahead.
for you?
Go ahead.
What happened on that penalty?
Man, I tried to convert. I think I kind of hooked his face mask.
All right, looks cool.
Very cool.
He's very good at football. Obviously not pumped about how this whole thing's going with the Giants. This is like Giants and Panthers now are the teams that we're kind of like, you guys suck.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to have to figure it out. Think about those locker rooms. That's already being labeled out there. Now, obviously, outside distractions cannot get inside. But we were all inside that New York Giants building and facility all offseason. So we know exactly what the expectations were, what they were hoping would happen, what doesn't happen. Now you're a player in that locker room, and it's potentially all going to unfold right in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Thibodeau's a dog, for sure, but he's going to have to a lot of those situations, I think, after games this year.
Yeah, it's one thing to suck in Carolina. It's a completely different beast to suck in New York, especially coming in with I would say some tempered expectation with Daniel Jones at quarterback, but that is supposed to be the strength of the team, the pass rush. You brought in Brian Burns, you gave up whatever for him, you paid him, you got Kayvon, and then you lay an egg in week one. Now, once again, week one, don't want to overreact. And in the context of that interview, I don't know how many questions. I think that was Jordan. I don't know how many questions he answered. He peppered with him before that for him to say, hey, anybody else got any questions?
God damn, you're real chatty, aren't you?
But it's frustrating. You know, you get that 15-minute cool down period after the game, and then you got reporters at your locker. It's tough, but hey, it's a long, long season. You just got to rebound. Got to rebound. Keep going.
Now, to be clear, you like that he has that emotion, right?
Yeah.
This is a good thing, not a bad thing. If you're a Giants fan, you're happy that he's upset about how it's going. You're happy that he is immediately after a game. I mean, that's not an easy time, especially after what happens there. So you like how invested he is. You like that he is a little bit emotional. With that being said, you're hoping he looks cool on a positive side.
Yep, for sure.
Much quicker than the other. 2 Chainz look sweet.
Oh, so cool. Shades.
Thick Cuban links there with the thing. And then, in the shirt.
The shirt was cool.
Hair is tight.
Dude, he thought they were winning.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's a we're winning outfit.
Yep.
You know, that's we're figuring it all out. Speaking of figuring it all out, Travis Kelce we thought was going to come on at 12:15 Eastern time, classic Central Time Eastern Time conversation.
But of course,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
Classic Central Time Eastern Time, not through Travis. This was through Chiefs PR, so it was miscommunication either from us, we're on Eastern Time, always are, or from them on the flip side on what the expectation was. Going to try to get him at 2:05 Eastern.
Nice.
Currently in meetings, trying to get better.
So
We're never going to interrupt that entire thing. We'll find out at 1 o'clock if he can join us at 2:05. If not, then we'll push to another day. Classic miscommunication. It's week 1.
That's right.
You know, we're going into week 2. Now, speaking of football happening and rolling forward, college ball had a phenomenal weekend. Now, what do we need to pay attention to? There's 130-some teams. There's a bunch of different conferences. There's a lot of different squads that could go and could not go. There's undefeated teams. Well, we broke it down to about 6 storylines. Let's do some college ball combos with Tone Diggs, who has an AP vote in the NFL and is a published author around college football.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I am. I haven't been recognized nationally in the collegiate level yet, but we're working on it. Okay, it's something we're going to work on.
It's coming.
It's
coming.
You sell a couple thousand books all of a sudden. Things start happening.
But yeah, as you see, the Georgia is very much still Georgia. Week 1, they won by 30. Week 2, they won by 40. Okay, so they're doing pretty well. And yeah, the opponent in week 2 wasn't as good, but Carson Beck still has 7 touchdowns on the season to his 0 interceptions. And the defense has given up a field goal in each game. ETN came back last week and looked unbelievable. So yeah, the Dogs are rolling down in Athens, and there is no stopping them.
Number 1 team in the country did not get a chance to defend their national championship last year. Kirby Smart, who is a motivator, we've heard his speeches get leaked from the locker room. The amount of times he has talked shit to this team for not being able to make the college football playoff last year with 4 teams while being the national champions. I assume he brought up how they ruined the legacy of the year before. And like, what is your legacy going to be in this entire thing? They have Bloody Tuesdays, right? Isn't that the thing? They are old school team that has a lot of spite and chips on their shoulder for how it went. Look out when that dog comes down the track.
Hell yeah.
I am worried that we were going to go to Georgia, and because what happened at the SEC championship, I'm not going to be able to. What's that coming down the track? I don't know if they're going to.
They have to.
I don't know.
Don't
It's in their blood.
I hope they forget because I'm picking them to win the national championship and the Alabama thing. They did win that game.
right.
So sorry about Nostradamus Pat, but I had to kind of do that entire thing. And you guys kicked me out of a restaurant last year because remember, I'm the one that decided David Pollock's no longer on there. I'm the one that is on there. So it was a nice little moment. I believe in the Dogs. I believe in Kirby Smart. They are very much still Georgia, which I think everybody needs to recognize.
Yep, Kirby is a master motivator, and they are still sitting at number 1. The new number 2, they jumped up to number 2, is Texas after their win on the road against a top 10 team in the Big House. Remember, this is the second year in a row that Texas has gone on the road in week 2 and won against a top 10 team. They did it against Bama yesterday. They made it to the semifinal last year. So could this be the year for Texas? Absolutely. Quinn Ewers, 3 touchdowns in each of his games. Guess who's the Heisman favorite now, too?
No
that
way.
would be Quinn Ewers is the Heisman favorite now because he has been he looks so good, and that's a good Michigan defense. Yeah, they lost a lot of people, but that is still a good Michigan defense there. And then on the defense side for them, they're only giving up 238 yards a game. Colorado State, they won 52-0, and then they didn't let up anything against this Michigan offense. Now a lot of people are saying this Michigan offense isn't the best Michigan offense of all time. Sure, but Texas has still looked really good, and now they are the number 2 team in the country.
Okay, I like this Texas team's moxie and swagger. I talked about this the other day. I was on their sideline, and obviously get to see Matthew McConaughey. I met the governor of Texas.
What?
I met the guy. I had no idea that was the governor. Good handshake, good conversation. Met some of their boosters. Got a chance to kind of see how Texas operates and how they travel. That entire team, lot of moxie. Sidelines up. Sidelines watch. Look at that. Look at that sideline. I talked about this yesterday. Look at every single human on their team invested in every single snap. I mean, that tells you a lot about the squad.
Oh, yeah.
Tells you a lot about the team. Their first year in the SEC, a lot of high hopes, a lot of high expectations. But Sark has been building this team as an SEC team since he got there. Remember what he did at Alabama.
Yep.
Remember the success he's had in the past. The offense with Quinn Ewers is going to be good, but the defense flies around. I mean, they are, and they got swagger. And it's a full-on SEC team now. It looks like it. And they went into the Big House and handled business quickly and efficiently.
Yeah, I know it's a different year, and obviously they build. But last year we saw them boots on the ground go down to Bama and get that big win. You mentioned that was the week 2 game, right? And we mentioned it. And hearing Sark talk, it may have been with you guys on game day, talking about how he wants to be a versatile team. You know, not only a team that can go out there and throw, for 400 yards and score 48 points, but also be physical and win those close, kind of bloody snot, but not the snot out your nose type of SEC games they're going to have to win. But yeah, Texas is all the way back.
Yeah, I think so. So Georgia's Georgia. Texas appears to be Texas.
Yep.
What else is popping off, Tone?
Yeah, Georgia's got to go to Austin in a few weeks, so that'll be interesting as well. Ohio State is an absolute wagon. Now they have dominated the MAC, but the MAC looked good this last week in Northern Illinois. Great performance, obviously. Bowling Green, a great performance against Penn State, but Ohio State has absolutely dominated the MAC. They've won 52-6 and 56-0, and in that pre-mentioned book that I wrote, I said they wouldn't give up a touchdown the first 5 weeks. They've gone through 2, no touchdowns given up, and the defense looks unbelievable on that side of the ball. Jeremiah Smith, that freshman right there, just stupid,
County,
stupid good. He's had over 100 yards a game. He's got 3 touchdowns on the season so far. They got their next great wide receiver in that situation, and then Judkins and Henderson, the 2 running backs, are both averaging over 7 yards a carry for Will Howard's offense. The Ohio State Buckeyes, sure they haven't played anybody, but they have looked really, really good so far.
Chip Kelly obviously coming over to be the offense coordinator. I think the last time Chip Kelly was just an offense coordinator, things went very well. He doesn't have to worry about anything else. Chip Kelly doesn't have to worry about fundraising, which was potentially a thing that was happening at UCLA. In Philadelphia, for the Eagles, didn't have to deal with professionals and agents and schedule and everything like that. When he was at Oregon, obviously, they had smashing success and went through there. Now he just has to worry about Will Howard in the offense. And he has 2 running backs that are first-team All-Pro if they wanted to be. He has a weapon in this freshman, Jeremiah Smith, he literally called his shot. My first touchdown is going to be in this corner right here. Him and his entire family was like, right here is where I'm going to score. And he did. And he scored another 2 touchdowns each week. He's a massive addition to that entire offense. You lose Marvin Harrison Jr., are you going to be able to still have the threat? Yes. You're going to be able to have the running backs? Okay. Still got the tight end who's a beast. And Will Howard is certainly an upgraded quarterback, even though McCord's doing his thing at Syracuse right now. It feels like this could be the year Ohio State's money is well spent. Not that they didn't spend money before. $20 million, though. And then you talk about the defense not giving up a touchdown. Caleb Downs, best player in the country, people are saying. He goes through the Ohio State Buckeyes. And I know Herb Street was trying to pump the brakes. They say they got the best team. Why? Because they bring in Will Howard, Judkins, and Caleb Downs. Like, yeah,
Precisely.
Herbie. Yeah, Herbie, that is.
And you return a lot.
Yeah, that is why we are saying that is the case. They're all seemingly paying off, but once again, does not matter until the very end for the Ohio State Buckeyes, and that just kind of sucks for them.
And for them, it might not matter until week 6 when they go to Oregon, okay? And now Oregon is our next subject here. And Oregon, who I was talking about, and a lot of people were talking about, they were one of the national championship favorites. Now they won 24-14 as 50-point favorites in week 1, so they only won by 10 there. And then this last weekend against Boise, when they were 17-point favorites, they were, 34-27. And we were talking about fourth quarter, and Genty had 200 yards they were giving up on the ground. And then they get a huge kick return here to make it 34-34. And then there's a couple punts, and then they get a field goal on the very last possession, Oregon does. So Mike Tomlin said it this week. We are going to cure our ills off of a W, which you guys have talked about it before as players. Coaches love that, is getting better even after you win football games. They just haven't, the stats have been really good for Gabriel. They just haven't been able to get, huge chunk plays yet, obviously besides the kick return. But on offense, it just hasn't come together yet. Now they have time until Ohio State, but it just hasn't looked as people thought.
You get a dub, who cares? Is how they view it. Let's move along. Yeah. And this is so early in the season that it won't come to the conversation piece whenever it's a 12-team playoff. It's very similar to Alabama last year. Yeah. Alabama loses, obviously, to Texas. Then the USF game, they almost lose. They squeak by. Then Jalen Milroe gets in, and then they kind of hit it ground running. We assume the same thing's going to happen with Dan Lanning, this Oregon team. Dylan Gabriel's too talented. Defense flies around too much. Yep. This team is too good not to kind of go on a run. That's kind of how we all feel. That's why we're saying they need to figure it out. Yeah. Oh, they're not going to figure it out.
Look, I trust Dan Lanning. He's a hell of a football
Boise's
coach.
good team.
Kirk has Boise the playoff.
So do I.
State, you do too.
No, they're a good football team.
Good football team.
But you shouldn't be that close against Oregon if you're going to win the national championship.
Oregon was in your top tier, correct?
Yes.
And then Herbie picked
They were in everyone's top tier.
Boise State's going to be in the playoff.
Boise State's a great football team.
What are we talking about?
Boise State's a great football team.
Great football team.
They gave up 40 last week to Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern can score the football, man.
Yeah, they can spin it down there.
I'm worried about those Ducks.
All right. Don't be worried. They need to figure it out.
In the park. And they're next.
Yeah, we don't know anything about that. We're in a wild time to be alive. Back to college ball.
You know you should worry about more than the Ducks? The Irish. Okay, because the Notre Dame Fighting Irish get knocked off by Northern Illinois. And boy, oh boy. Yeah, you can expect a letdown after being the game day game week 1 and looking good on the road against A&M. But normally when you get that letdown, you find a way to win, kind of like Penn State did against Bowling Green. Notre Dame did not find a way to win, and it's mostly because their offense stinks. Riley Leonard is averaging 160 yards a game through the air. He has 0 passing touchdowns and 2 interceptions. That's tough. I mean, the offense is just doing nothing, and the defense in this one just gave up big play after big play after big play. And now a lot of people in the college football world are saying, Notre Dame, you're not in a conference. Can you get in the playoffs with a loss against Northern Illinois? And you better hope that when you play Louisville, they're undefeated, and you better hope USC's undefeated, and you better hope you win both of those games.
And you better hope Florida State has some sort of
because guess what? I mean, there's not a lot of games left for you to prove your point, and things don't look good.
Yeah, and I don't know how the Catholics will take that at the end of the year if this is their only loss, or USC is their second loss, and they have 2 losses, and they have 10 wins or whatever, and then all of a sudden, we're Notre Dame, and then the college football playoff committee goes, we don't care.
Yeah, sorry.
You are out of here. And it's you know why it was? It was because of Northern Illinois came in, got paid $1.4 million to play this game, and then they get the big-time dub. Head coach of that team, do we remember the name? Tommy
I know used to coach at Wisconsin, but I do not remember his name.
I loved his moxie.
Awesome.
I loved his post-game speech. He got emotional. I liked the way he talked to the team in the locker room. He's like, I told you guys we don't need luck. We didn't need luck. Thomas who? Hammock.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was in there. Thought he gave a great speech. Had the boys obviously ready. And I forget who brought it up, but somebody brought it up. That team, Northern Illinois, they've built their culture, So they've built they are a team. This is like whenever you get to March Madness and you have some of these smaller teams and they've been around for a few years, this is our culture. And then whenever you talk about the transfer portal, you kind of bring some people in, they kind of reset your culture. It's like Northern Illinois should have been, in our eyes, maybe a look at. This team could potentially get somebody, especially with now that we know how the coach operates. But Notre Dame, after that Texas A&M win, going into that hostile environment, coming home, you would think they'd be able to handle business without Riley Leonard having to throw the ball. Instead, they don't at all. That's a big-time loss for that Notre Dame Fighting Irish
a
team.
huge letdown. And like I said, these good teams are good teams that'll go on and make the playoffs. Everyone's going to have letdown weeks. There's going to be trap weeks, but you end up winning the game somehow, just like Oregon did and Penn State did. The good teams find a way to win. But let's finish on a high note, maybe the highest of notes.
Okay.
Matt Rule has got those boys buzzing in Lincoln, Nebraska. 2-0 and in the top 25. They have found their quarterback and freshman Dylan Raiola, who has looked really, really good. His moxie is through the roof. And their defense, which was a top 10 defense last year, top 11 defense last year, if we're splitting hairs, looks like they are really, really good. Pick 6 coming from Shadur here. The D-line is unbelievable. They have a great secondary. Rule obviously knows how to coach them up on that defensive side. And I believe it was said in this office that they could potentially go 7-0 to start, and I think that could still be a situation. Now they got to host Illinois, who had a big win against Kansas at home. They got to go to Lincoln, and they got Rutgers as well in those first 7 weeks, but they'll be favored in all those games. But Nebraska looks like they could be the talk of the college football world this season.
And their environment is bananas. All the videos coming out of Nebraska this weekend were awesome. Will Compton had face paint on, was screaming on the Jumbotron. What a day he had. But if you think about the Nebraska fan base, they show up like an hour and a half before the game, pack the stadium out.
Yeah.
Always have. Even in the years they were
Yes.
fucking awful.
Terrible.
Like Frost was leading that team right into the ground. I don't know how that works. I have no idea how that works with Scott Frost, how you can be a great coach somewhere.
It is weird.
And then you can go to somewhere that has everything you possibly need and be so terrible. I mean, they were so bad under his leadership, let alone before that. And then now Matt Rule comes in here in his second year, and Raiola, who's Nebraska royalty, comes and flips from Georgia to go to Nebraska. And it's like those fans have been waiting for this. They've been there, and now we got a championship fan base that's ready to go and seemingly a championship team. If they're going to get the bounces, too, that they got for that one touchdown where the ball hits like two guys and then he catches it and scores the touchdown. It's like if Nebraska's going to get the good bounces and they're going to have this freshman be seemingly a 25-year-old in the pocket and with his ability, don't look now. Nebraska could be the team with that black shirts defense that flies around and it's getting called out. I guess they're getting called out by sports media for what they said about the Colorado football team. It's like, is Nebraska the quiet? Because the Big Ten's going to have how many teams in the playoffs?
Well, after Iowa completely pooped the bed, I think it's safe to say they're not going to be in there anymore. But yeah, Nebraska.
Three or four teams.
And
if Nebraska gets a couple massive wins this season, which they
certainly could.
They have it.
They could go through. It's like, is Nebraska in the college football playoff this year? That's an insane thing to think of going into the year. But now watching them play, it's like sound. Obviously, Matt Rule is going to have like a technically sound defense. They got weapons. Raiola appears to be a guy. They have it all. And they have a stadium that is certainly going to assist every home game. It's like, I love the Cornhuskers.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't love them anymore.
Yeah, I completely agree. And just as kind of a honorable mention here, because they've been in my mention a lot lately, not talking about Tennessee's a wagon so far to start this year. So just Nico's been unbelievable to start the year.
Yeah, Iamala Eava.
Yeah,
he's filthy.
I'm not
Iamala Eava.
I butchered it on
with the hype. Me too. I almost said it on game day when I was making the pick because I picked NC State as my super dog to cover. They did not. Just so we know, have that clear. NC State, I don't know what the hell's going on down there.
Yeah, they haven't looked great.
I love Tony Gibson. I love Coach Doran. They've been there a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know what that ACC seemingly this year gettable. If you don't look at Miami.
Very.
And Miami, who knows what that's going to be for the rest of the year. They could be, very, very elite in this entire thing for sure. But Boston College is like the second team we're talking about.
Look out. Look out.
Out of ACC.
Clemson had a big win. They bounced back.
Yeah, and Cade Klubnik, what's he? I mean, there's like the ACC is a good spot. And I feel like NC State, especially with how their defense normally plays, could be in it. But instead, Nico Iamaleava just absolutely slices and dices like he's been able to do. That hypo offense, option routes for the wide receivers. If you have a quarterback that can spin it and read the defense, you're in a great spot over there.
Yeah, if they are on the same page, you can't be right as a defense, especially if you're accurate with the ball from the quarterback position. Speaking of that quarterback position, obviously you can have the resource, you can have the team. You got to hit on that quarterback position. Obviously, Nebraska, they hit with Dylan, bringing Dylan in, but we see what's going on with Florida State. We see what's going on early with Notre Dame. NC State. So even when you do hit that transfer portal, and it's not necessarily a guy you recruit out of high school, it can still be hit or miss. So you got to have that quarterback position. If you do, you got a chance.
Hey, good luck to all the teams. Keep it going. A lot of time left.
Hell yeah.
They're already saying a couple teams have no chance of making it in the college football playoff after a couple games. But, hey, a lot of time left. A lot of time left.
WVU, not one of those teams.
A lot of time. We
Huge
can still win the Big
back.
12.
Hell yeah.
We played FCS Northeast, and we let them know we are still the West Virginia Mountaineers.
GG running wild again.
Big game this weekend.
Big one against Pitt. This is a big deal.
Oh, it's early.
Pitt just, it is early. It used to be around Thanksgiving. Then they moved it up early whenever I think the contract came back, because they lost contract for a while. Then it came back. They'd been doing it earlier in the season over the last few years. Pitt doesn't have an athletic director, though. Fucking fired.
What happened? What did he do?
Just fired her. Oh, jeez.
How dare you?
Wow.
D-Bud, wake up, man.
Wow.
I said, what did she do?
I don't know. Your mic might have dropped out there.
Mountaineers better win this one big.
Narduz, don't look now. Got a team up there in Pittsburgh, obviously rolling. But yes, West Virginia needs to get this win. And West Virginia can still win the Big 12. Just like any team can win their conference still at this point.
Except for Notre Dame.
And they can get, because they don't have one.
Yeah,
Just kidding. I was there. It's a great atmosphere.
I mean, if you're hanging your hat on defense and losing to NIU, that's just a tough look. There's no way they're going.
I love that you have the Ireland hat on, too.
Hey, look, I said last week, the Irish are back. They're not. It stinks.
I picked Texas A&M against Notre Dame. By the way, wherever we go, not good so far.
Yeah.
Our show went to West Virginia. Ha-ha. Game day goes to Texas A&M. Ha-ha.
This week.
Game day goes to Michigan. Ha-ha. That changes this week with South Carolina. LSU. It's going to be a good game.
It'll be a good game.
It's going to be a bounce back week.
Going to be a good game. Yeah, going to be a good game. I can't wait to get to South Carolina. Shane Beamer and I know each other pretty well. We've
awesome.
had a chance to chat with each other a few different times.
I got on the beach, right?
Yeah, we ended up on the same vacation spot where there's only like 10 people at said vacation spot, so literally have to interact with person. I respect and love Beamer ball from the old school Big East days with Virginia Tech in there and everything like that. And what he's building has obviously been phenomenal, but in that SEC, it's tough. Very, very tough to get any, traction. So the fact that we're going to South Carolina, I'm pumped about. A lot of people want us to go to Missouri, though.
I agree.
A lot of
Should have
people
been
want us to-
Missouri. That's the best game of the weekend. But I digress. People don't respect the Eagles. People don't respect BC football.
Allegedly not going to be 1,000 degrees, too.
Okay.
I saw
which is
low
huge.
80s.
Low 80s, and, I guess there's also potential pretty wicked rain.
Little drizzle.
Pretty wicked rain coming through.
Missouri, it's going to be gorgeous. That's what I heard.
Some Alabama, Wisconsin too, right? Is that happening?
Yeah.
I guess a lot of people were talking about that particular
Those
game.
two are big spreads. The 7 is only LSU, South Carolina. Those other ones are like 17.
I would like to say this about game day. Us going to places that we haven't been in a long time, I think good.
Great.
Just as somebody that has not been on game day forever, but I've gotten to experience it, just the way they react to game day being there in the environment and the vibes and the new stories they could tell, the new. So whenever these teams that we haven't been to in a long time have massive games, I am a proponent of let's get there. Because James Madison, people didn't want us to go to James Madison.
Oh.
And it was are you kidding me?
25,000 people there.
That
Maybe the best
was
environment of the year.
phenomenal. We're going to talk about all the games, regardless of where we are, and obviously a little bit heightened focus on the game in which we're at. But if you have an audience that is pumped that we're there and thankful that we're there, and I'm not saying everybody isn't, you get it. But South Carolina hasn't had a game day in forever.
Mm-hmm.
When they played North Carolina at that Duke's Mayo season kickoff
Charlotte
last year in Charlotte,
Yeah.
it's like the Cox took that. The Gamecock fans took that entire place over.
great fans.
I did not expect that. I thought North Carolina was going to take it over because we're in Charlotte. We're doing this entire thing. The Gamecocks fans took that entire place over. I assume there's going to be quite a scene on Saturday morning in South Carolina.
No doubt.
I
Great
assume,
fan base.
Great fan base.
Great. I went to their stadium. They played. My brother played at Akron, and that wasn't obviously a huge game, but great fan base. They show up.
And they're like the Cornhuskers.
Yes.
They've been waiting. Now they got a big time game. They beat LSU. That's huge deal. And if LSU loses this, wait a minute. Because you lose to USC, very close one. I thought you looked good. USC might be very good too towards the end of the season. We shall see it in this entire thing. You got classic old school Brian Kelly.
Exactly.
Not happy about his team.
Yep.
And everything that's going on out there. And it's like if they lose this one, South Carolina, boy, that head might actually
explode.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah.
First time we see it in a long time.
And college football is just better when Brian Kelly's pissed off all the time. When his face is beat red, when he's yelling at his players, just being an absolute fucking maniac on the sidelines. That's when college football is at its best. So we'll see. I'm not saying I want LSU to lose on Saturday, but I certainly, wouldn't
Struggle
be
a bit.
upset if they did.
And a lot of people question my journalistic standards because I am swayed by the crowd on who I pick for every single game day.
Fair.
I'll tell you what, if they're incredibly hospitable to me and nice to me, though, it's hard not to be like, you know what? Yeah.
This team.
I'm with you.
Win.
I'm with that, man. Let's go ahead and do it. 0 for 2 so far on this particular year.
Early.
Got a lot of season left.
Early.
Yeah.
And it's going to be rowdy down there because, like we talked about earlier, they don't have NFL football in the Carolinas. They just have South Carolina.
No, they got the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah. Come on.
There's no $1.80 ticket for the South Carolina Gamecocks.
No.
There might be for North Carolina. There might be for North
I don't think so.
Maybe. For 2? Remember, there's $1.80 for 2.
I mean, that's SeatGeek. You're going to get a good deal on SeatGeek.
Yeah, shout out to SeatGeek, by the way, the greatest ticket buying platform on planet Earth and the moon. They've been with us for like 7-8 years, though.
Long time.
They survived a world stoppage of live events. They have tickets to every single live event on Earth, literally every single one. Not just sports, but obviously you want to go see Broadway. I want to check out a couple. You want to go see what's that?
Posty Malone.
Oh, Post Malone's on the F100 trillion tour started last night.
Right.
He was barefoot on stage. I thought we were going cowboy boots with the F1 trillion thing, but obviously he's feeling the vibe.
Okay.
He's classic Posty doing his
Grounded,
dancing. Yeah, he's doing his entire thing. You want to go see Posty, you can certainly do that.
Yep.
Luke Combs, probably on the road if I had to guess. You can go check him out. Everybody that you need tickets for, go through SeatGeek. They have the greatest prices anywhere. And if they don't, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Bad deal, they'll say, with a red dot right next to it.
Easy
This
to
is a
see.
bad deal. Go somewhere else. This is a fucking terrible deal. We don't know why this ticket price, it should not be that. And then a green dot all of a sudden, and boom, buy it. Now, let's talk about some NFL news that has taken place. Bummed out, Oos, put on IR, out for at least 4 weeks. Puka Nacua had a knee injury that was re-aggravated, I do believe, in their first game against the Lions. He'll be placed on IR due to said injury. Will miss at least 4 weeks. Eligible for return, though. He was a massive piece of that offense last year. Obviously, Cooper Kupp didn't play the entirety of the season. Cooper Kupp seems to be back in form alongside Matthew Stafford. They lose to the Lions, but they also lose Puka for the next 4 weeks. Big deal or not, D-Butch?
Big deal, I believe. Obviously, we know Cooper Kupp, who he is, but I think, 21, however many targets, leading the league in targets right now. Like, that's a lot of workload for him to do this for however, and this is 4 weeks for now, but this is an injury, I believe, that's been lingering for a while now, even coming out of last season. So Puka, not only great in the pass game, but also great in the run game, when it comes to blocking, whether it's the edge, a linebacker, or safety. So big loss for the Los Angeles Rams. But, you expect Sean McVay and Matt Stafford to be able to figure it out, be competitive.
Yeah, Sean McVay, 40 years old, 8th year coaching as a head coach or something like that.
Wild.
He said a stat. Still looks like he's like 25.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how fast he how much he, I don't know how his skin doesn't just disappear.
I know.
Probably doesn't ever sleep.
Like me, I got a lot of juice, a lot of energy, a lot of and my face is aging like milk. Sean McVay, not the case.
No.
I actually asked Matthew McConaughey and Kirk Herbstreit. They were standing next to each other. I don't know if anybody saw that selfie with Greg Sankey in the back.
Yep.
That was a wild scene. I turn around and McConaughey's talking to Herbstreit, and then Sankey's in there, and I'm like, boys, this is so dumb that I'm here. Let me go take this photo. And then immediately after that photo, I go to McConaughey. You look younger than you've ever looked. What do we? And then Herbie, you've aged backwards. Is this surgery? What do I need to get to surgery? How do I do this? And he told me lotion, baby. A lot of water and lotion.
They say that.
He said, my wife, you see my wife's part of the bathroom in the sink, and in my part of the bathroom in the sink, you're going to see more lotions on my motherfucking side, is what Matthew McConaughey said, than his wife. So he said, that and a lot of water. Do your thing. And then he went right back to, all right now. All right. Oh, first down. He's electrifying.
The best.
And he looks so cool. Then he went over to the U.S. Open and had that American flag bandana
He's the
on.
best,
Did his entire thing, just living his life.
Feels like a good guy.
Knows ball, too.
He does know ball.
Loves ball.
Loves ball,
He's the
knows
ambassador
ball.
of football.
Loves ball, knows ball. Anytime I get a chance to chat with him, I'm like, holy shit, Matthew McConaughey's here. And then him knowing our names, really cool.
Nuts.
But he's a sweet dude.
Yeah, he is.
So is Herbie.
Sweet
So is
man.
Ben. That
So is
dog.
Ben.
Ben's a
Sweet
old
dogs, all of them.
Hour 2 on the other side. We flew through this one.
Yeah.
That was
I am bummed out about the Travis Kelce situation. We'll have an answer on the other side. Miscommunication, Central Time, Eastern Time. Can we all just go on the same damn time?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Please.
That's on us. Early in the season, we'll get it fixed. Be back for Hour 2 on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life, like our friends at Dude Wives.
And we are in a conference room in a hotel that is the home of the annual league meeting. It is wonderful down here in Florida. Jim Harbaugh was showcasing to me why he doesn't like the hip drop tackle. He was actually wrapping his massive arms around me and then saying, this is what we're trying to get out.
Jim Harbaugh's rules. This is his business card that he gave me.
Jim Harbaugh's rules to live by. You guys are drafting Caleb Williams #1 overall.
We'll see.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Woo.
You did it. When RG3 comes out, you heard it. Yeah. Okay.
I think accuracy, is the #1 trait that NFL quarterbacks need to have.
Oh, so Penix.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think accuracy is the #1
Okay.
trait that didn't say no.
Oh! Easy, K. Don't give anything up. Hey, you got a lot of leverage right now.
I'm not sure if you know this or not, but you guys are taking wide receiver in the first round, is what I'm being told, and everyone.
Hey, congratulations for doing that.
Good class for it.
Way to go.
Just the first round?
Whoa. Got 11 picks.
I thought the most impressive thing about it was a lot of people had the sense that this was going to happen, and not one person uttered it. It was a completely respect-driven thing for Aaron to let him do it the way he needed to and wanted to, because he deserved that.
Obviously, I had nothing to do with the offense, but I made sure I had a conversation with Jameis every day, just for myself. It was like self-motivation.
Are you a bobcat or a deer girl?
Boom. Okay. That's good news.
I think Adam's like a deer, guys.
1, 2, 3 all locked, do you think?
I don't know that yet.
Who could jump up there? Who could pack it?
Caleb Williams, I agree with it 1. Okay. My guess would be Jaden Daniels at 2. And 3, there has been a lot of Drake May conversation. Here's the thing. These things,
Shafty. Sounds like you know more than what you're leading on right now.
Do I think they'll ultimately stay and make the pick at 3? My guess would be yes.
Fucking thank God, Jesus Christ.
If it's going to cause you that much agita, I'm going to definitely see if I can find out some more stuff that will give you more heart palpitations.
Whoa, Shafty!
You don't need to be a prick. I just want a quarterback so I can root for football again.
Feels like that's part of the case. Conman's got a question for you, man.
Yeah, Shefty, excuse me.
Oh, no.
What? I am so so sorry.
You know what? That's okay. I don't hold it against you.
Can you kick one of those shoes up here?
Just rap shit. I'll get your kids on there too. That's pretty sweet.
We went to Venice and they had an artist draw it on it.
In Europe?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Caboli.
Oh no! Stop laughing, Gump.
Well, it's a tough chair.
It's a good chair.
Ready, 1, 2, 3, jump.
Got an ACL.
Schultz, I'm going to be honest. I thought we were out of here, but then I see you over there.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, September 10th, 2024. Hour 2 of the program starts now. Football is happening. NFL Week 1 has wrapped up last night in beautiful Santa Clara, California, as the Niners beat the Jets. We'll be joined by Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback for the Jets, here in a matter of moments. Can't wait to hear his thoughts on how we should be viewing this particular game and the season for the New York Jets, because a lot of the Jets fans have thrown in the towel. The talk stable is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn Cowboys, AP Tone is here. 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler is here. D-Boy,
yes, sir.
Whoa.
Good jacket.
Fantastic fit.
Good pants.
Yeah, it's good. Pons. The backwards hat, you know.
Yeah.
cool.
Pulls it all together.
Yeah, just sweet look.
Yeah, snapbacks and tattoos, those are the coolest things of all time. That was a banger back in the day. You look very, very, very
Speaking of cool pants, though.
Yeah, I got these off Amazon. I'm a fashion god. Travis was going to be on. Speaking of, he'll be on tomorrow.
Nice.
Travis Kelce will join us tomorrow. The Central Time, Eastern Time thing happened. Travis was coming on. I was excited. I went to Amazon. I said, I need some high fashion pants. Got these ones. $34.
Those are good.
Cool pants.
$34. It's the pleats. You know what I mean? It's the pleats.
Plated?
Yeah, I feel like an adult. I do. They're a little tight, a little uncomfortable, and it feels like they're going to rip out the bottom anytime I sit down.
They were about
24.
Right there. But that is, hey, fashion.
Fitted.
I'm
You're
doing
an athlete.
Yeah, you're damn right. You're supposed to be baggy, but got quads and calves. Sue me.
Sorry.
Sorry. Grew up in a hilly town. Walked up all of them. These quads are always going to be big.
ways.
And when you talk about the caboose, let's not get crazy here. We've been wearing size 38 pants since I was in high school. So let's all keep it moving. Shout out to Amazon, by the way.
Shout out.
Not a sponsor, but
Good company.
Should be.
this shirt here.
Also?
Yeah.
Wow.
Overnight, too.
Ordered it yesterday.
Yeah. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a college football national champion.
That's her shoot.
Brother.
Not at work.
No.
What do those mean?
Look out for those lately.
Not at work.
Yeah.
Not at work. For shoot, brother.
Yeah. Sounds like Logan's isn't either.
Well, Kevin Nash, I'll tell you what, he had that trucker.
He hasn't given
on
shit
the
about
click
One of the
button.
founding fathers of the
given
New World
shit.
Order, brother.
He was not happy.
He hates your followers.
And then Logan responded. I mean, hey, there's some heat in the streets.
There is.
Man,
And that's for shoot, brother.
Yeah.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, from Ohio, AJ Hawk. Hawker, what's going on, brother?
Not much, man. Hey, you're right. Amazon's legit. You can get stuff overnight. I'm surprised you can get it to fit, though. Is it like 48 waist? Usually you have to do that and then get it taken in.
So my move normally, like let's say for WrestleMania. Okay, so everybody's wearing their tuxedos and shit.
Right.
So I order. There's multiple nights of WrestleMania, so you're gonna need multiple nice costumes. So I ordered 6 of them. Then I hit a home run on 2 of them. So 2 of them fit, 4 of them didn't. All of a sudden, that's Amazon football, and we spent $260 on all of them.
You returning those other ones?
Back to Amazon?
Yeah.
Not even know that was possible.
Definitely did. Yep. You can do it through Whole Foods. You can go to Whole Foods and drop it off.
I did not know that was possible.
I can do it for you.
I will start doing that. These pants need to go back immediately because inside they're a little tight. We're not able to hit all the low notes.
That's why they're a great company. It makes it very easy to return as well.
That's awesome to hear.
Best company.
Yeah, I can send it back.
Easy, deep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. If you order some shit and it gets there 4 hours later.
They're starting to bring in these drones too. I guess
Yeah.
everybody just start dropping it off. Well, I saw some drones in some other countries.
Yeah.
Obviously, that warfare is going to become something. AJ, what did you see last night in the Niners-Jets game that made you go, "Wow"? I should talk about that tomorrow on the program.
Well, I mean, I don't. You said there's some Jets fans like jumping off the bandwagon, ready to write them off. Absolutely not. I think they showed you enough to give you plenty of hope for the year. And I know we'll talk to Aaron here in a second, but there was times when this dude was feeling it. He looks like Aaron. So yeah, I think that's a great thing. Obviously, Garrett Wilson's awesome. It was good to see Lazard get 2 tuds as well. I know. So, yeah, I think they're going to be all right. They'll be fine.
And the Niners defense is who we thought they were, right? And I think that is something that doesn't get accounted for. It's just like in college ball when a team loses in the first or second week, we have no idea what that team's going to be. You have no idea what that team could go on to become. In the same thing in the NFL, we kind of know what the Niners already are.
Yeah.
So to see the Jets lose to the Niners, were we expecting them to be at the same? I don't think anybody was that's actually in football, but I think Jets fans were like, this is what we waited 2 years for.
Yeah.
We waited for this exact moment. If you get a big-time win over the Niners on opening night on primetime, obviously that is glory days on this particular Tuesday. But I think what we saw, and I think what we're saying is the same thing. It's like a lot of football left. And this is literally the first time really Aaron's done this offense with these people. Now, Lazard's obviously been there. He's worked with Hackett before. Him and Garrett seemingly had a great connection.
Yes.
Now, he was eyeballing him a lot, and there was, a target chart that was put out and saying he's throwing a lot of balls to the left, and he throws that deep one to the right. What I saw is he's throwing the shit out of those balls.
Yeah.
Hey, that ball was coming out quick. Hey, it looked like that ball was moving. He's an old-ass man. That ball's still moving, AJ. And I know he said on multiple occasions, I'll be able to throw it forever. It's like, I didn't know he was still going to be able to do that.
Zip.
Because natural age and, time kind of slows everybody down. Arm looked great. I'll be excited to hear how comfortable he felt in the pocket and doing everything else. But I think if I'm a Jets fan, I'm not quitting just yet. I've been through a lot of years of shit. Okay, if I'm a Jets fan, I think the Niners expected to do that without Christian McCaffrey. Obviously, a different story in this whole thing, but this Niners team is going to be great. Will the Jets be? We shall see. I still have hope.
Yeah, I mean, you look at what he did too. I think if you're a Jets fan, it's like, hey, we avoided catastrophe, and we got to see him throw a touchdown. There's that drive where he was like 6 of 7, their first scoring drive. It's like you can envision what it'll be 6-7 weeks down the road. Now, obviously, the defense is going to have to work some things out, but all things considered, like you saw what happened last year, and that didn't happen. So if you're comparing the two, it's like shit. They're streets ahead of where they were last year.
Purdy goes 19 to 29 for 231 yards with 11 rush yards, including a head first dive for a first down. Looks so cool.
Yeah.
Looks so cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
Why not? Way better than sliding right there.
I agree. That's one of those ones where the ball can come out, though. Whenever you slide head first, that ball can come out. If he wasn't as jacked as he is,
true.
I think that kind of
cover the point.
That's the advantage of this entire thing. Jordan Mason from Georgia Tech in his third year, he goes for 147 yards and a tud. They kind of did whatever they wanted against this Jets defense, and I think that is a massive conversation piece around Jets fans as well. Defense was supposed to be the thing. Aaron Rodgers is coming to play with a top 5 defense. Last time he did that, they won a Super Bowl. Now this defense has to face a San Francisco 49ers offense without Christian McCaffrey. And if you watch past the first quarter, that Niners team basically just did whatever they wanted the entire time. I couldn't fathom if Christian McCaffrey was in there. No offense to Jordan Mason, who's an absolute beast. And I think he said he was told on Friday to prepare like a starter.
Amen.
Yeah. Be ready.
Be ready. Mm-hmm. Be ready to be a starter. He's in that running back room. He knows what's been going on with Christian. He understands what's been happening potentially in this entire thing. So I think on Friday, Shanahan might have told him, like, hey, you got to be ready to be a starter if we need you. And then him in the moment saying, that seems like a big nothing burger to me personally. But Christian McCaffrey coming out of nowhere getting announced, that seems like we all got kind of bamboozled.
For sure.
Big burger.
Yeah, it's a big burger. There was a nothing burger in Jordan Mason saying, I was told on Friday, it's like any coach can tell any backup, like, hey, we're going to need you. Like, that could be a motivational thing. But the Christian McCaffrey announcement coming out of nowhere, that seems like a much bigger deal. Because how long is Christian McCaffrey not playing for? Because we didn't know this was even possible there for a bit.
For me, it's always concerning. Calf, obviously, but calf, Achilles, like, that's always concerning, especially when they linger. Now, Jordan Mason coming in and having the type of game that he did. Now, hey, take your time. Maybe it's 2 or 3 more weeks you sit on the shelf until you're 110% to come back. But, I mean, Jordan Mason, he had a great night, and obviously he's not as polished and savvy, with the media when it comes to it. What?
Okay. It sounded like the way you were setting that up.
No. He's a good player. You never know. I don't care where he was drafted or not drafted. You get your opportunity, especially in the system like this, a play caller like this, quarterback, all these weapons around. Nobody's coming into the game saying, hey, this is going to be the game record. We have to stop. Now, you have to stop San Fran's running game. But this guy, I mean, I felt like every time he touched the ball, he's running for 10 a pop, which was shocking against this Jets defense. But I think that Jets defense will figure it out.
Yeah, and the offensive line, AJ just alluded to it there on that touchdown down in the red zone. Like, they were just moving bodies, which I could see if I'm a Jets fan, I'm a little bit concerned about because, once again, your defense was supposed to be the horse that you rode into Santa Clara on. Now, does Hassan Reddick have a much different conversation today with the Jets than he did 2 days ago? We shall see how that whole thing goes. And you talk about Jordan Mason filling in for Christian McCaffrey. Deebo Samuel also in the backfield, per usual. He goes for 23 yards and a tud there. Hard yards, too. There's a couple hard yards out of Deebo Samuel. And then whenever, Purdy needed one in times when the game wasn't as big, he was looking for Deebo. So Ayuk will get back into the groove of it. Jawan Jennings goes for 64 yards. He's also a great downfield blocker. And kicker goes 6 for 6. It's like this Niners team's in midseason form. I think what they did was exactly what they thought they were going to do. But once again, Jets fans, I don't think we give up. I don't think against the Niners is the time to give up. If you're losing to Northern Illinois, then I think you start having a little bit of a conversation. But the Niners opening week, it's like I think we're okay.
Yeah, agree 100%. You said Jawan Jennings' name, and it made me think there was a hip drop tackle last night that was not called. I don't think was there one called at all weekend?
No, and there was a couple this weekend too where I think Josh Allen got a hip drop, and he actually asked the refs like, "What are we? I thought we were. What are we doing? This was the
Jennings one last night was like, oh, okay, because we were the whole thing this offseason was like, all right, what's a hip drop tackle? But that one last night was like, oh, that's what the rule is.
So the interesting thing about the hip drop tackle is that is from the rugby world, I think.
Yeah.
So in the football world, American football world, Pennsylvania, I don't think it was ever
No.
I don't think it was ever you. Those words together were never said.
Pennsylvania, nationwide, I feel like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm assuming
Rust Belt, definitely.
Ohio. I don't know about Florida.
It was a tackle.
Bingo. So, so let's assume the refs too are okay. So we're not rugby refs. We are American football refs. What do we need to look for in a hip drop tackle?
What makes it a hip drop tackle? Does your hips have to be above his hips? Like, do you have to go high to low? Like, what if your hip drop, but I'm a little bit below his hip? Is that just I'm grabbing and I'm wrapping? Like, what is it?
It's interesting because when we're watching the film back of them, when they're running the hip drop tackle piece, whenever they're trying to ban it, we're all like, yeah, those are pretty now. Okay, I get what we're doing.
Yeah.
But in real time, the refs are like, I got to check
Bam, bam.
there's holding
really
here.
quick.
I got to check if this person's lined up offside. And then I got to, I don't know.
Maybe.
Was it? I think that looked that. And then the first guy that calls it.
Yeah.
Is like, that's a whole nother conversation in this entire thing. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a human who might have some thoughts on it. Obviously, quarterbacks get a hip drop every once in a while. This man, if he gets tackled, I think in the first game, he was appreciative of it because it was the first time feeling a little physicality in some time. Recovered from an Achilles, started out slanging that thing last night. Arm appears to be strong.
Yeah. Live.
We got live arm.
Yeah.
It's got a documentary being filmed or released right now called Enigma, which is going to be on Netflix. Ladies and gentlemen, the quarterback for the Jets, captain of the Jets, Aaron Rodgers. Arm looked good, bub. Arm looked good.
Greetings.
Hey, arm looked good, bud. Yeah, I mean, we're talking spinning it. Obviously, it felt good to get out there, make some completions, make some plays. Not the result you obviously wanted with the New York Jets losing to the Niners on opening night. A lot of season left. How do you view last night? And like internally, as things are happening, what are your thoughts early in that game?
Well, honestly, gratitude to start the game just as I was back. You know, it's such a long road. I thought about all the different things that happened over the last year. Tomorrow is like a year since the injury. Lots changed in my life in the last year. So, I just felt, an overwhelming sense of gratitude. I was on the bus ride over. I was texting to some people. Actually texted Randall Cobb and I was texting with AJ as well. But just, just a lot of things were hitting me. 20th season, all the rehab that happened. All the ups and downs of the last year. And I kind of the anthem hit and I just had a big calm that just came over, and all the anxiety around getting hit and staying healthy just left my body. And I went out there and felt at ease about being back on the field. So it was cool.
That anthem is such a moment before the game, and obviously it was a talking point years ago for a lot of different reasons, and things have happened in the last couple of days that have people referring back to that particular thing that was taking place. But for a lot of players and even retired players, when they go to their first game back after you retire, and some guys stay away from the game for a little bit because they don't like the fact that they were cut or told that you're not good enough. But whenever you go back and you hear that anthem and you're standing in a stadium, you can't help but get emotional. It's like it's almost like a switch that gets flipped, like, hey, it's game time right now. Like, we're about to do that. I'm excited to hear that your brain had that reaction. Go ahead, AJ.
Aaron, how did your Achilles feel going in? Like you said, the anthem hit and kind of anxiety and all that went away, but first time getting hit, first time trying to move out of the pocket. I'm curious. We know now when someone gets hurt, they're going to sit there and evaluate the top speed that they hit during the game. Like if they feel like they're pushing off, all of this stuff. Like, how did you actually feel?
I actually felt good. I don't think that, I really didn't. I only took 2 shots. I took a kind of a hit from an interior guy and got sacked one time. That was it. So I felt like the pass protection was very nice all night. I didn't have to do a whole lot. I was getting rid of the ball, on time for the most part as well. But yeah, my body held up. I feel like I'm going to just keep on getting, more comfortable out there. Meaning, the more I play, the more potential for scrambles could happen with each game, where I get even more confident in really letting loose. But I feel 100% confident. It's just maybe I can do a little bit more every single week. So, but I felt good. Body felt good. Arm felt good. Disappointed, obviously. Would have been a pretty special just culmination to come back and to win on the road against the Super Bowl finalists. But they're a real good team. Their offense got rolling last night, and we had too many 3-and-outs, and obviously turned the ball over twice to put our defense in a tough spot. But the kicker made six kicks on a, kind of medium windy night, it felt like. And, we just didn't move the ball very effectively for much of the game.
Yeah, shout out to Moody, obviously having a massive night. He's a Michigan man, so his team got their asses beat this weekend. So him bouncing back like that on Monday was probably good for his soul there for the Niners. Let's talk about your connection with Garrett. Seemed to be great. We don't know what's going on with the sleeves. I like the fact that he went with the quarterback throwback uniform on Garrett Wilson for the first night. But it felt like you were D-Bud hated it. Many others thought it was swagless. But there's an entire speech about swag you could have there. Feels like you really trust Garrett. You're throwing into coverage. It's almost like a Devontae vibe from one game we saw with him. But what is your thoughts on Garrett, your relationship with him, and the offense as a whole? Ooh, you said right there. Ooh.
Well, I checked to not. It wasn't a great check. I made I checked to an in-breaker on the left, and it was like 3-2 on the clock. So I gave a double in-breaker, so I knew the ball had to come out on time. If you watch the playback, basically everybody's breaking in. As you see it, it's not exactly the best combination there, but Garrett gets open so fast, it made the play look all right. I'm kind of just laughing, looking over the sideline like, well, kind of got away with that one. But we got to get the ball more to G. I think he had I don't know how many targets he finished with, but probably got up the number. We didn't have many plays last night. We had, a 12-play touchdown drive. We had some 3 and outs. We turned the ball over twice within the first 3 plays of a drive. And we put together one more, decent drive to score. So it wasn't sustained drives. We were obviously weren't on the field a whole lot either. They, I think, scored on a bunch of drives in a row. But that being said, the defense holding them to field goals. We got to get ourselves back in the game, and when we have a chance to make it a 1-score game or to even it up, we got to do that, and we just didn't do it. So we all got to play a little bit better. But, I think it was a good test for us to see where we're at and that we're going to be a team that's going to ascend throughout the season.
Yeah, it looked like you guys were getting along, too. I saw you on the sideline, Chad, because there was news out of there that you were dividing the entire building.
That's right.
Remember that? It was like a week ago. This guy's a piece of shit. Everybody hates him. There's no team camaraderie. And then there's classic old school AR chirping on the sideline, team showing up. Obviously, a lot of season left. Let's see how it goes. Last night, you connected with an OG friend of yours a few times, and then a stat was given out. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Aaron, I had quite a few flashbacks and memories when you got the Niners to jump and threw that touchdown to Allen Lazard, and it popped up that you now have the most free play touchdowns in the history of the NFL. I assume that wasn't the one to take. I think that was already a thing. You just added to it. But at this point in your career, when everyone knows how good you are at that, you're the best ever, and it seemed like the NFL actually kind of took away that part of your game. Like there was a point there where you were getting teams to jump and they were just blowing the play dead. How are you still able to do this so well when teams know, like, hey, there's a chance he's going to give us, he's going to get us a couple times, and we just got to stay disciplined and make sure he doesn't?
First of all, Ty, nice to see you, buddy.
You as well.
All right. After Iowa getting beat there by a long field goal.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry to see that, but
it's a cyclone state, brother. Iowa's a cyclone state, brother. That's how it goes.
Never.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, it's tough stuff.
Listen, they know that we like the long count. We like to draw them off sides. I think it's hard to do it on the road, but it's still doable. You have to find a way to feel what the rhythm of the cadence is, and when you understand the rhythm of the cadence, and you understand how to slightly manipulate the rhythm of the cadence to get them to jump. There's obviously a specific time that you like doing certain things, but it's just the kind of rhythm you don't want the defense to ever be able to get a read, a beat on what you're doing. So you got to mix up the cadence, long counts, medium counts, short counts. This one, they let go, which I was thankful for, because there was some complaining at one point by a coach who thought that they need to blow some of these plays dead. I've always been like, let them go unless it's clearly unabated. It looked like Leonard was trying to get back. I'm not telling you. It looked like he's trying to get
certainly
back.
Certainly one coach. There is one coach in
your brain. Public.
Well, there was some thought about, and when you go back and look at them, defense moves. Are we moving before the snap actually happens? But yeah, we've been a part of changing, with the cadence, changing some of the rules with that. Peyton used to do it too, a little bit of the 12 on the field and stuff. But that whole procedure, is harder to catch them with 12 on the field. They blow some of these plays dead on cadence a lot. They have flagged us and other teams for unnatural movements by the center, false starts, too much of a, head movement or butt movement or whatever, which AJ knows about. So
a lot of head movement and butt movement by this fucking guy. So much.
Big time.
So much head movement and butt movement. This guy was twerking at his birthday party. Nobody will talk about it.
That's crazy.
AJ Hawk.
that was wild.
That was
his outfit. His
Aaron was there.
outfit,
He was.
too.
He was there.
His outfit.
Yeah, he had like a bedazzled pants, and then he's like, "I'm the birthday boy." He's like, "We get it."
Yeah.
And he was out there.
Ridiculous.
Sweet, bro.
Yeah, we get happy birthday. Yeah, we did the whole thing. To be able to pull all that off, obviously you got to have a good rapport with your offensive line. A lot of new pieces. How'd you feel about them last night?
I felt good. I felt like they played good up front. I felt there was a lot of time to throw. I think we just kind of missed on a few of those runs. We're close, whether it was aiming points or defense being good, Fred being good, them being good at the point of attack. We were just not quite good enough on first, second down, run the football. And then, we just didn't convert at a high enough rate on third down. But I thought overall, there was a lot of really good things. I love playing with Tyron and Morgan and, watching my back on the edges. John and ABT are really solid at guard for us. And I thought Joe had a good game at center. So there was a lot of time to throw last night. I felt the pocket was good. Communication was good. I think that everybody's disappointed, but we got 2 games in 10 days now, so we got to lock in here, get these 2, and then get a little mini bye.
Long ass flight last night. Vibes were what? Obviously bummed, but I mean it's first game of this. There's so much football left. Yeah. So much football left. What were the vibes on trip back last night?
Most of us were passed out.
Smart.
So
smart. Take some edibles. I mean, don't do that.
Some melatonin.
Edibles.
Yeah.
Shackalicious.
Natural remedies. Definitely natural remedies. But most of us were passed out. And then the way that we travel, different. Like in Green Bay for 18 years, you pull up to Austin Straubel Airport, park in the short-term parking. You come back, you walk off the plane, you get in your car, you drive home. 10 minutes, right? Here now, you fly in, you jump on a bus, then you bus back to Florham Park.
Oh, no.
Yikes. And then...
Gotta win on the road. That's terrible.
But we had, region stuff this morning. So we pulled up to One Jets Drive at 7:15, and I just went right into the stadium to do some massage and regen for the first hour and a half.
What's regen?
Just regen, regenerating your body back.
Oh, regen. Okay. I thought you were saying regent like the people that run the school of Michigan. There's 8 regents. I didn't know if you guys had type of meeting over there in New York all of a sudden to run the world. That sounds wild. Happy.
But you're on a Michigan kick right now. Is you have something?
Aaron, I went to dinner with Phelps.
Michigan?
I went to dinner with Phelps on Friday night. Okay. Michael, the 23 gold medal haver.
The Olympian. Yeah.
He's got the M tattooed on him. He's only taken 6 hours of classes there, but he lived there whenever he was training from 18 to 22. Then he goes on and has this whole thing. So he has massive love and respect for me. He also knows everybody. I think I was at dinner with 8 billionaires. I think there might have been 10 billionaires. There was a crowd of 11 people, 12 people. It was people have all the money in the world and run everything, and then me and Phelps. And Phelps' friend, John. Good guy. John's a stick.
Shout out John.
John got pretty boozed up. I think John had a pretty good time. So did Phelps. But that was my Friday night. I was just like, what the fuck? This is the most insane thing of all time. But they were so kind. Everybody was so incredibly kind, obviously, because they would like me to say nice things. Whatever the case, it worked.
Sure.
I don't care if it's fake nice or real nice. They were incredibly nice. But yeah, they have regents. I met a few of them. They run the school. Obviously, the president reports to them. They voted in 8-year terms. There's a couple that are on the ballot this year. Obviously, they're looking for... Go ahead.
There's no term limits or age limit on that?
Just 8-year terms. You got to get re-voted back in. Term limits obviously are something that should be considered and should be talked about, especially as we watch everything kind of unfold the way it is currently unfolding. But for this particular one, 8 years, I believe you're kind of locked in. And there are different times. I think 2 seats are up. There's 8 of them. Each, like...
New blood all the
Don't
time.
want a couple newbies coming at the same time destroying the institution.
I'll tell you what, the 2 that I was with, they needed to remain on. they need to remain on. I don't know if they're going to win. We're talking some dogs. Absolute dogs. Speaking of that, you had to make eye contact with one of those last night before you started the game. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Aaron, pleasure to speak with you again.
Tone.
Did you enjoy that your first game, first snaps back, you stare across the line of scrimmage and it's Fred Warner on the other side and you maybe think to yourself like, all right, this is as good as it's going to get on the other side of the ball? Or would you have rather, just had some slub on the other
Northern
side?
Illinois.
Northern Illinois, yeah. What a win, huh? Powerhouse.
Yeah, they are.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Yeah, there was an on-field near makeout at the end of that one too, which is pretty sweet.
Gotta love it. That's college ball, baby.
Listen, hey, come on. Let me just give my answer.
Yeah, please.
There you go. You got it. You got it.
Hey, check that out, by the way.
We were looking into it right now. Who was
Fred Warner. Fred's a great player. Fred is a great player.
I thought you were referring to making out with Fred Warner after the game there, and then I realized it was the Northern Illinois potential.
No, Northern Illinois game, yeah.
Okay, we'll check that out for sure. Fred Warner, though, you're obviously a massive fan. First night against him, he has a huge one, obviously, immediately upon the game. He's phenomenal at the football. Yeah. Any chatting with him or anybody else?
Beautiful.
Listen, I got to say, we watched a clip during the week of Fred doing just that, tackling where he's wrapping with one hand and punching with the other hand. And he's as good as there is in the league at that. I always felt like Peanut Punch was the best. And then when he was out of the league, if you ever watched Josh Norman play, I feel like Josh was incredible at it. Like every one of his tackles, he wasn't even trying to tackle the guy, he was just punching the ball. Yeah. And Josh was actually on San Fran at one point when we played him. And Fred is so talented. He's smart. I've known him since he was a rookie, and he does it all sideline to sideline. There was a time where I think I told him after a game that he was going to get the recognition he deserves, and now nobody flies on the radar. It starts with 54 and 97 on that defense, and they honestly did less pressuring than I kind of thought they were. I thought there'd be some more unscouted looks. There were some good disguises for sure. But for the most part, it was a lot of, too high coverages with some man as change up and then lining up in man and playing some zone out of it. So it was just about execution. They executed better than we did, and that's why they got us off the field.
Did you see John Lynch and Shanahan celebrate afterwards? Did it look like this Northern Illinois celebration that took place after the Notre Dame game right here?
Oh, whoa! Get in here! Oh, get in here!
Oh, they went to hug the same way. They went to hug the same way. They just went to hug the same way.
Did they?
Head tilt potential. I mean, they went.
To the coach.
They were jovial.
That's passion.
Hey, that's good football.
That is passion.
Wow,
that's good football.
Should have kissed him.
That person just said, hey, "Holy shit! They paid us $1.4 million. They reimbursed us everything, and we won." And he went to the hug. Nonetheless, hopefully they were happy. You having to take on this?
Hey, it's a great moment.
Great moment
like that.
Suck face. Great moment.
Celebrate.
You got to do what you got to do. Good call by you, too. That's producing of a television show in the middle of it. You guys should pull that up if you haven't seen it. Go ahead and grab it. We do. Great work in the back. Zito, good eyes. Foxy, good run. The Jets fans that are potentially, like I have a couple Jets fans, friends. Michael Cole, most specifically, the voice of the WWE. Massive.
Legend.
Okay, he's going to, obviously, he just won 6 to midnight from you saying that, and obviously he's all jacked up here. But he sent a text last night, and he goes, we're fucked again. That is basically what he said. And my message to him was like, this is San Francisco 49ers. They're in midseason form, seemingly. They got a lot of pieces back there in the Super Bowl. You guys still have a lot of room to grow on the offensive side, right? And the Niners being the defense that you take on week 1, is that a good thing or a bad thing? And I heard you say earlier, like kind of a check or a gauge of where we are. But is it a good thing taking on that Niners defense, which is like number 1, number 2 in the league early? Or what are your thoughts on it all?
My thoughts are it's a tough place to play, and that would have been obviously a big win for us. We'd like to think that we're going to obviously go anywhere and win, but there's certain places around the league, road games against really good teams that are going to be tough ones. We know that going in. Obviously, we expect to win and want to win, but there's always going to be tough matchups. Like anybody that comes to see us at home is a tough matchup for that team. That's just facts. You go to a certain place in the league, it's tough to win. I think in general, the messaging was always going to be, if we won, we're going to the Super Bowl. If we lose, we're the shits.
Yeah, Michael Cole is going to the top of a roof.
Yep.
And he's, all right, we're doing it. Yeah, it's literally what the text was last night. That is actually what the text was. And they're living and dying with you, though. But I think you're right.
That's great. I mean, we love it. We love how passionate they are. But it's a 17-game season for a reason. We're going to hit our stride at some point during the season. Might be starting this week and run off a bunch in a row. Might be mid-season. Might be into the season. But the most important thing is obviously getting the playoffs. Second to that, and really hand in hand, is how you're playing at the end of the season. You know, like we were on some good teams over the years that weren't playing our best late in the year and got ousted. And the only time we ever won it, you know, we had to win a couple to get in. And the other time we went on a deep run, we had to win, 6 in a row to get in. Ty remembers that fateful run.
Oh, yeah.
But it's about playing the right way at the right time. We didn't play good enough last night. No excuses. But come along for the ride. Don't, if you want to jump off now, jump off, but then don't come back.
No, Michael Cole's never. I mean, he's right back in. He's still a Mets fan.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's back in. Okay.
Yeah, he's always.
Mets have been on a roll lately.
Of course they have.
Yeah.
Of course they
Yeah.
have.
I know you guys are big baseball fans. They've been on a roll. They're getting in they're tied for a wild card position, I believe, as of yesterday.
Brother, what are you talking about? We love baseball around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when Paul Skeens is throwing that gas.
Yeah,
dog.
Yeah.
The big gas station.
He's a dog.
A month away.
He is a dog. I saw you with a Yankees hat though at Mike Studd's concert. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that? Are you Yankees? Have you made a declaration or no?
You can say it.
I'm whoever gives me free merch.
Smart.
I went to a Yankee game. I'm friends with Marcus Stroman, so I've definitely enjoyed meeting those guys. But I'd pull for the Mets as well. I'm not like I don't have loyalty. All the Kevin Mitchell's not playing anymore for the Giants. Will Clark's not playing. Matt Williams. So I don't have a strong allegiance to any baseball team. I love watching the Padres and got to know some of those guys when I lived in San Diego forever. But a lot of those guys are gone. So I enjoy playoff baseball and every now and then.
Who's that dude from the Padres?
Hosmer.
Oh, Eric Hosmer. Yeah, he retired, but he did play for.
Oh, I'd loyalty to him.
Hey, nice pull. Yeah, good pull.
Yeah, he's a good dude. And you're talking about free merch and stuff like that. Did I see an Aaron Rodgers Huga House hat last night?
Yeah, shout out to Jake Ryan and the boys at Huga for making that hat for me. It's had like a 2 and a 0 on it. I remember in 20 years. So that was just a nice little shout out for him and his company. They've done a great job. There's a lot of guys actually wearing the Huga hats around, which is pretty cool. And Jake's former teammate, Age knows him well. They used to be locker buddies and hot tub buddies. And
really?
Yeah, and so it's
Northern
I got a
Illinois.
couple of those hats, so I'm always rocking those. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, you've been
Bring it
pushed
up.
into Huga House for a long time, and obviously Huga is Swedish for do what you love.
Danish, yeah.
Danish for do enjoy your
love your life.
Love your life.
Cherish the little
love,
things.
live, laugh.
Hey, there it is. I think I heard it from BC there. Cherish the little things.
Oh, okay, of course.
Yeah.
We knew that.
I love it. I like that it's every time I see it, I think to myself, positive, Swedish. Now I know
I
it's
used
Danish.
to see AJ and Jake in the hot tub talking about this late at
Cherish the tiny things is what he said to AJ, and AJ was like, "Amen, brother." Especially in the
little
cold tub.
things, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
little
yeah.
things.
I understand. I understand what you're saying there. Speaking of cherishing the little
hot
things,
start. Yeah, hot start.
it's Danish. I mean, how would I have known?
Close.
You get it. Hey, what was in your big duffel? Do you have a dead body in that big old duffel bag? You're allowed to carry roller bags. You know that, right? Can you pop that picture up, Z?
Just a full video.
Yeah,
They showed you walk in. You walk in, that bag was bigger than you.
I know I was in between. I had some things I wanted to bring. I wanted to bring, my Theragun. I wanted to bring, some other things. I had to change
Plant
clothes.
medicine.
Do you bring the
I know you guys
entire
do put-
ayahuasca teepee in that thing?
You got a
I
sweat
just bring
lodge
a-
in there?
Personal, room, sweat lodge there at Temescal. So
Okay,
I
makes
just gotta.
sense.
It's hard to, microwaving the rocks to put the rocks inside the mini teepee. makes it difficult.
This offseason, did you take a trip? Did we do a? Did we take another trip into the jungle rainforest and experience the plant medicine yet again? And is this going to become a yearly thing for you?
I don't know. I mean, it has been at times, but I can't give away. There's some things coming out. I can't give away all the secrets. So.
Oh yeah, we got a documentary coming out. We got a documentary coming out. I can't wait to see it. Looks like they got great access.
Thanks, Pat. Thank you. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I love the guy making it. He's a really good guy. Connor has a question for you about another really good guy. Go ahead, Con, man.
Yeah, Aaron, always a pleasure.
Hey, what's your hat say? What is that?
It says Ireland. Yeah. The island of the Isle. I don't know. I forget what it says, to be completely honest.
Emerald Isle.
There it is. Yeah, that's what it is. I knew that.
Yeah,
I knew that for
just
sure.
the nickname of the country.
Yeah, exactly. I'm Irish. I get it. I have a Celtic cross on, whatever. We were looking on X yesterday, Aaron, and there's like a 2-second clip of Hackett talking to you, but you looking down the bench, and people immediately said, like, oh, here we go. Aaron's already sick of Hackett. How was it actually working with him again in game? Because, obviously last season didn't get much time with him. And how's that relationship going, and how do you see it, growing as the season goes on?
So Connor, you tell me that clip you just showed?
Swear to God.
Yeah,
swear to God.
He
hates
him.
You hate him. Yeah, you hate him, obviously.
And on the TV version, at the very end, they actually had to edit that clip out because at the very end, you look at him, and actually look at the thing, but they cut the camera very quickly.
Yeah,
so
of course.
This is mid-game, but you inevitably, in this shot, you look at the tablet, but it gets cut like half a second afterwards. Obviously, the internet cuts it a little bit earlier than that, so you're not paying attention. But this is the world we live in, and more specifically, you live in, especially with Hackett in New York.
Yeah, I mean, it's appearance versus reality. I don't know. You can make up whatever you think it is based on the appearance. As I'm looking at that, it looks like I'm talking to Tyrod, who's sitting on my left, and then I'm looking. I have one of the surfaces in my lap, and I'm talking to Tyrod, and I'm coming back to the surface as this is normal. Like in the sideline stuff, there's conversation coming at you from all different angles, but. Yeah, Hack and I were great. Yeah, I think, I felt like we had a good plan going in. We just didn't execute it very well. But yeah, I felt like the calls came in good. Communication was good. Communication on the sideline was good. So yeah, everything's great.
Well, especially when you look at him finally.
Just ignoring him the whole game.
Just cold shoulder Hackett.
This is literally the fucking clip they're gonna go with.
Yeah, it's out there.
I mean, that one has legit 500 retweets. People are like, "Look at this already. Rodgers is done with it."
Out. Yeah, well. Yeah,
Of course. Yeah.
Some guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're the worst. There's some people that are great on the internet. A lot of talent on the internet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very funny people.
There's a lot of talent. A lot of funny people.
Breaking their necks.
All right. I believe that's a congressman or something like that. D-Bud has a question for you, A-Rod.
Yeah, Ty brought it up. I was a victim of one of those offside touchdowns, too. If you jump offsides, D-lineman, just keep running to the damn quarterback. But anyway,
you should have picked that. You should have picked that one.
I should have, but Jordy, he got brought up on the show. He is a strong motherfucker at that point. I honestly thought I had it until I landed. I'm like, God damn. But anyway, moving on to your doc coming out. Obviously, going to get behind the scenes of you rehabbing. And we had J.K. Dobbins on yesterday. Absolutely electric. Seems like a guy, just great vibes. I know he was a part of that Achilles Factory crew as well. Have you kind of talked to those guys since the season started? He had a big game, obviously, closing out that win against the Chargers. How's that connection going, if it's still going?
Yeah, JK was really, really important for me because he made every day's rehab just a little bit brighter. If you've ever been around JK, he's one of the nicest guys. He's just like always in a good mood. He's happy. He's funny. And after about, a couple hours into day one, he realized there's going to be some back and forth here. You're going to give me some shit. I'm going to give you some shit. I'm going to tell you how young you are and how I'm beating the hell out of you in the rehab. And that was just our banter every single day when it came in. Like, are you still working? Who's doing more hours? Who's coming back? Who's making the biggest jumps? But I needed it, I needed something to look forward to every day. So then to watch JK go out there and also to know that there was very little interest in him. And he's been a dynamic player when healthy in this league, but very little interest in the offseason. Signs with both him and Gus Edwards from Baltimore, both signed with the Chargers. And to watch him go out there and have 10 carries for 135 and a touchdown was so freaking cool. And just to see him smiling and laughing, and more importantly, just healthy. I just know what kind of guy he is. He's a special human being. And I reached out to him, and he sent me a nice message back. And I reached out to a lot of people in the last 48 hours who were really important to me during my rehab. Everybody, obviously, from my surgeon to my PTs to people I work with in the Valley in LA to the people with the Jets. And he was one of them, just because his friendship meant a lot to me during that time where I was healing both mentally and physically.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because the Achilles Factory, we got a chance to experience it all last year with you. Shout out to Dr. Neil Elitrosh, who looks like a movie character of a Dr. Neil Elitrosh. So cool.
That's true.
Yeah, and everything about him is sweet. But like that locker room feel is very important. Whenever players leave the game, they always say they miss the locker room, they miss the camaraderie. How nice has it been to be back in the locker room with the boys? How nice has it been to be back in your normal life for the last 20 years, kind of around so many different backgrounds and cultures and personalities and opinions and everything that makes the locker room great? How has it been being, kind of drop back in there?
Yeah, it's been great. We got a fun little corner. For whatever reason, the last 2 years has been kind of the corner of all the great conversations. I got Tack on one side. I got Tyron. I got Javon Kinlaw. I got Morgan Moses is over there. Lecky is over there. It's a fun group of guys. But yeah, I've enjoyed watching the conversations. Having these two veteran tackles, they're always trying to help the young guys out. So Carter Warren comes over, or John Simpson comes over, or any of these guys are always picking their brains. He's talking to the defensive ends about the tackles they're going against, if there's a familiarity there. It's just they're always having cool conversations about football. And then, as we know, those are the two funniest position groups. So the conversations that maybe Jalen Holmes will bring up, or Tack or Javon Kinlaw or Quinnen Williams, it all kind of centers around the corner we're in the locker room. So I get to just be a fly on the wall to sometimes the most ridiculous conversations that you can never repeat, and sometimes some real interesting high level football conversations. So that's been a lot of fun. But back in LA, doing the rehab, it was JK and Trey Turner and Wyatt and myself were kind of the guys that made that thing go, and we tried to get everybody to push themselves, but to have a good time with it too. And we're always pulling little pranks on each other and stuff.
Yeah, you need that, man. You need the camaraderie. There's so many different, depending upon who you listen to, and boy, there's a lot of people to listen to, but it's like humans are social beings, especially whenever you're a team player. Football locker rooms are just like the coolest place on earth. And whenever you get pulled out of there, you got to try to find yours immediately. And it's like, I couldn't even imagine you walking back in there. And you talk about the two funniest position groups. D-line, anytime they're doing anything, that's what the next Netflix thing needs to be. They had quarterback and receivers. Just do D-line. Just call it D-line.
Yep.
And just do like a Big Brother type camera in D-line rooms around the entire NFL, and just make them 3-minute clips and just run them back to back to back. And then we'll see you next week, and just do the same damn thing. It never ends. Do you feel old? Do you feel old in there? Are you learning new things, new lingo, new convo? And what is it like being the oldest guy in the league? 40, I think?
Yep.
Age 40. How does it feel? How does it feel in that entire department?
All feels great. Feels great. Some days I wake up and feel 40. Some days I wake up and don't. I feel younger. I feel spry. I feel, into the conversation. I can hang. Every now and then, there'll be certain topics where I, get called in on to be the de facto expert on, which I'm sure people would hate me just saying a sentence like that. But I'm really talking about.
They'll clip that.
I'm really talking about stuff that happened in the 90s, when I was kind of growing up. But yeah, it's a good group of guys. I mean, everybody's different, but like you said, the O-line and the D-line are the two best rooms. And I think you could do these shows that they're doing and do an O-line one and a D-line one and be comedy. I mean, to be able to just get in the rooms, get in the minds of these guys, because they're special humans, and there's always some unique characters in those rooms. But I feel good, man. I feel really good. I was happy to get through the game and to grow confidence in my body, and to be healthy is a really special blessing. So I don't take that for granted. Obviously want to play better and look forward to bouncing back this week.
Go ahead, AJ.
I don't know how much you watched of all the football going on, and before you played on Monday night, but quarterback numbers, I know you're shaking your head you didn't. I know you saw some of it. You at least saw some highlights.
Had to have.
Quarterback numbers are kind of down, not everybody, obviously, but overall, guys aren't throwing the ball, they're not pushing it down the field as far as maybe they have in the past. Is there anything you think to that? Are defenses better now? Are rules different? Like, what are they doing?
Seems like an overreaction from week one, honestly.
No.
That's what it is.
What? Whoa. We don't do that. Journalistic standards. We don't do that. Okay? It's a proper reaction to stuff we just learned.
Also, I think that there's there's been some rule interpretations that are starting to swing back the other way. And then, there'll be not enough scoring for the league, and then they'll swing it back the other way.
Whoa. Conspiracy theorist.
No, that's just how it goes. I think the league could admit that, right? That's how it usually goes. But defenses are good, man. They're good. They're figuring out some of the stuff. So I think you're going to see more teams using some 12 and 21 personnel because so many teams want to play nickel the entire game.
Okay, I have a question for you.
You can run the ball.
You got to run them out of it, right?
Shorten the game. You limit the amount of plays, limit the amount of plays, limit the amount of passes, limit the amount of passes, limit the amount of passing yards, on and on and on. Snowball down the hill. End of story.
That's awesome. 20 years in the NFL.
Yeah.
This is how this goes. We've all seen the song and dance numerous times. Okay, we've all seen it. This is how it's going to go. The West Coast offense that you're running. And
Shout out.
Shout out.
It's kind of a dying offense, right? Because everything now is kind of a work off the RPO and I don't want to say system offenses, but kind of system offenses where the West Coast is very much like an open picture whenever everything starts, and then you make checks and have everybody run in slanting routes. Obviously, that is that's the right play. But whenever you talk about how complex the West Coast offense is, it good for the current time that we are in with these defenses and rules, or is it is it falling behind to like an RPO style offense in kind of what everybody? I don't want to say everybody's doing, but seemingly everybody is kind of doing at this stage of the NFL.
I would disagree with you and say that. I mean, both teams last night were running RPO stuff. I mean, Shanahan's offense is not an RPO. That tree is not an RPO offense. We never ran. It was an RPO offense in Green Bay when we were dynamic in 20 and 21. It was, there was a few plays a game maybe where there's some run with some bubble action or a vertical version of it, but I would say that the RPO stuff is actually more it's waned. There's much less of it. The read option, there's less of it now. It's all about pre-snap motion and shifting to create angles in the run game or to create consternation on the defense, especially if they're in match principles or man principles. That to me seems to be the way to go. I think there will never be an end to the necessity to be able to be quarterback that can play under center. And I'm going to stand by that as far as these teams go in college, never huddling up, never under center, clap cadences. That to me, there's always going to be places for guys that can play under center, that can read it from under center, that can drop back and take a normal drop. I think, as Tom would say, has said some of the rule changes have allowed for some quarterback play that rewards, in the past would be bad decisions, throwing the ball into tough spots for a teammate, guy getting drilled over the middle. He just wouldn't do that, growing up in the league. But I think overall the West Coast offense is not the offense that you're seeing. No, I think what I saw from Dallas last year seemed to be more of kind of the hybrid West Coast offense that we ran under Mike actually for years in the 2010s. It looked like some of the old stuff we were doing. What we're doing, we have a lot of concepts that can be West Coast based, but it's way more about pre-snap motion, matchup, different things. So I'm not shitting on your thing about RPO stuff, and I'm sure there's conversation around it, but I would challenge anybody to a battle of wits about offensive philosophy at any time.
Well, hey, listen, I'm excited to hear your answer, brother. And there certainly has been a conversation around it, is this offense sustainable? Is this offense able to win? And it's like, You got humans making decisions and throws at the end of the day. That is kind of what needs to happen. And if you can't, you end up not making it a long time in the entire thing. Interesting time in the NFL. We're very thankful for your time today. Did you see that Greeny had your jersey and get up, you remember, framed? And I don't know if we got to sign one to him yet or not, or we're going to. It got taken down this morning. Somebody went in there, broke in, took it down, and put a Brock Purdy one up. He got dunked. Greeny got dunked on this morning on Get Up.
Who killed somebody?
I don't know. He said, I'm not joking. I am ready to take somebody's head off.
So mad.
I'm ready to snap a neck. That's what he said.
Well, that's what I appreciate about Greeny is he's ride or die. You know, he's jumped on the bandwagon a long time ago. He's not trying to get off after 1 week. So
look at that.
That's pretty amazing.
Who did this?
This is bullshit.
He's so pissed.
That'll work.
McAfee?
That is what he said.
Yeah. Said,
Who
in the hell did this?
Heck, right?
Well, he said heck first, and then he was like, you know what? No, I'm pissed. Who in the hell did this?
Well, I'm happy. I bet you they found out. That person.
Who do we think did that? Couple
Dano?
ideas.
It's probably Orlovsky. Hembo not in studio right now.
Swagoo, maybe?
We know that.
Saturday. He went there early.
Swagoo was not there. Swagoo.
How many farts do you think Dan had on the air today?
So many.
6 at least. Actually, I heard his new thing is he bottles them and then he tries to smell them.
Nom, 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 nom. Smells bad.
Oh, that's like on documentary.
awesome.
Documentary Now, Batshit Valley. That reminds me. Have you seen Batshit Valley on Documentary Now?
No, I have not.
On Netflix?
No,
it's a Documentary Now is a spoof show.
Mm-hmm.
I love the word about to go. It's a spoof show. Bill Hader on IFC where they make fun of documentaries. This one makes fun of Wild Wild Country, and they used to jar their orgasms to say
see you tomorrow.
I got it in. I got it in.
Good time. Hey, they were talking
you
about
gotta watch that. You gotta watch that though. Batshit Valley. It's a 20-minute episode on Netflix. It's a series called Documentary Now. It's fucking hilarious.
So we're still live on YouTube, ESPN Plus, and TikTok Live. Obviously, TikTok Live's been going up. TikTok
Live. All right.
Yeah.
You
Numbers
guys are big on TikTok.
Hey, funny you say that.
What do they think about the jawline on AJ with the new teeth? On TikTok, are they big fans?
Did you hear what Shaq said?
What did Shaq say?
No, what did he say?
Shaq said, I don't know who this handsome man is on the other side of the screen, but his teeth are phenomenal.
He did.
Good impression.
Verbatim.
I think that is exactly what he said. AJ is the new. This is dime piece AJ Hawk. You're talking about it. This is what we're rolling with now, Aaron. This new world.
I always wondered when he would become so image conscious. I thought it might be during his playing days at some point, but it's pretty obvious that it was his post playing days, and that at some point he caved and just said, what am I doing?
Give me the new rig.
Yep.
Now.
Top and bottom.
New rig. You should see. He usually wear the rings that he wears now when he goes out. His watch, his
pants,
his
pocket watch, pinky rings,
chain wallet,
calf implants.
Wizinator. I wear the Wizinator just to make it look bigger.
Smart tight pants, Wizinator. Smart play.
Yeah.
That's old school wrestling business. I think there's some that still do that. Pad the tights a little bit.
Sure.
Go ahead and put a Coke bottle down there a little bit.
Is that illegal? That's illegal in WWE now?
No, that's promoted.
Yeah.
That is promoted.
Nothing's illegal.
Excuse me, Dahn.
Good.
Is Dan? You think Dan's really bottling farts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's just deleting tweets.
He's got that long commute home.
Who said that?
Sorry, stepped on.
Someone in the back.
Come on.
Someone in the back.
Let's bring it up. What did he? I don't know.
Week one, not the time. Week one, not the time.
That was bad.
Right.
He fell
Hey,
off.
we'll put a pin in it.
Wait
We'll
till
Come back.
circle back.
Yeah.
wait till after tonight.
Long season. We got long season still here. We got long season.
Long season.
What a position for Dan Orlovsky to be.
I know.
Sorry, Dan.
He's gonna be pumped. He'll be really pumped.
Dan, you're all right. Hey, Dan, we still love you, Dan.
Love that, Dan.
Hey, shout out Dan, dude. Elite 11 quarterback camp, San Juan Capistrano, 2004. Shout out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bit of a dog.
He was a counselor? What was going on?
Whoa.
Oh, you guys were.
He was in
What do you mean?
college, of course. We were all counselors. He was
He's slinging it.
Everybody needs to relax. I did not know that time he was still in college. Elite 11, I thought was high school.
I think Aaron did.
They were college counselors, though. We were college counselors.
You're right.
Kind of like Manning does.
Just like I motherfucking said. Just like I thought. Okay, I'm happy to hear that. What's the rest of the day look like for you, brother?
I'm gonna take another nap. I got home. I woke up. I said, "What the hell is my alarm going off?" I said, "Oh, McAfee Show."
Program. We're thankful you're back, buddy. There's a lot.
Sorry, are you calling it a program now?
Program.
The PMP.
It's the PMP. Oi! 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 Maybe. Hey.
It's not bad.
Aaron, you were directing the show a couple different times.
Yeah.
Hold up a kiss.
Yep.
I'm going to see that kiss.
Oh, yeah.
And let's go ahead and change it. You're right.
Now that we're just on YouTube and was that not an interesting moment?
Very.
It was. But to be clear, there's no direct TV right now deal with ESPN. So I think YouTube numbers. Yesterday it was like 90,000. I think today is like 90,000. There's
Still no deal? Really? Still no
That's
deal?
not because of direct. Nobody has direct TV.
That's what I'm saying. Why is this not? How is this a thing?
DirecTV, they're working because they put on the ESPN DirecTV channel like Disney doesn't want you to see Monday Night Football tonight.
Oh yeah, they cut a promo with a graphic.
Yeah, they don't want
all
your
the,
they don't want your
on
rating.
all the channels. It was on all the channels too, like all the ESPNs in the hotel, like ESPN News, ESPN U. I was like the same, like they don't want you to watch. Sports.
ESPN's holding you back.
It's awesome.
They hate the sports fan. It's like
Hey, shout out DirecTV for
cutting promo.
Good
there.
promo, yeah.
Cut a little promo.
Yeah, propaganda there.
No.
Oh.
Okay. I like that angle as well because, like in 2024, I think we all kind of understand the landscape of how this all is going and where we are. So I think I guess long season.
They're in the park.
Long season. Let's go. Let's go ahead and circle back to that. But this is the first time I think like ESPN, even they put that message up that ESPN hates you or whatever. I think a majority of people, and I might be mistaken, but the people that I interact with and talk to that aren't associated with ESPN or our program, it's like the first time where ESPN isn't like the bad guy. A lot of people are like, hey, DirecTV, like you're fucking on a shot clock right now. Like, let's figure this out. I think is more so, as opposed to in the past, they're like ESPN, Disney, those assholes trying to get every dollar. We're just trying to watch. Now, this is the first time where it feels like people are like, hey, this is good for you too, DirecTV, as a benefit. Personally, that's how I kind of see it going, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong in this entire thing, Mr. Rogers.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right on this one.
I think so too. Netflix, for instance, your documentary is going to be on there. They got how many? 200 million?
Yeah, 280 or something.
280 million subscribers worldwide. It's like, that is such a massive platform. And they got activity on there. They got live shit going on there. It's like, as more of these platforms continue to build, it's like the DirecTV conversation all of a sudden does become like, hey, still want to survive.
You sure?
Hey, we still want to go. So I hope they get a deal done. Good partners, DirecTV and ESPN. Long time. It was Spectrum last year.
I mean,
yeah,
it's going to be interesting though, because I think it's going to be just sports and then niche shows that appeal especially to Middle America. But it's going to go all streaming. I remember when the streaming started, you're like, no, that's not gonna. Is that gonna make it really? And now it's like, normal cable DirecTV is at some point.
And people are paying
the
more.
way of the white buffalo.
Way more.
And people are paying more to not do it. It's like, yeah, we cut the cord. We're sick of that expense. With that being said, 7 different platforms.
Netflix, Apple TV,
Prime,
Peacock, this and Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah, and people don't even think about going back to cable. Now, the live TV, though, to your point, live sports will always have a home, I think.
Always.
And other than that, everybody's going. I can't wait. When's your doc come out? Do you know?
Later in the year.
December 17th.
December 17th. Yeah. Saw the trailer.
Yeah, December 17th. There it is.
You look so cool, too. They have a black and white photo of you.
Is it a series or is it one?
That was after the Temescal, the Sweat Lodge.
Ooh.
Oh, so you said I conquered that thing.
Jacked up.
Yeah. Jacked.
So is there no light there? That's why it's black and white? Like, that's just what happens whenever you...
No, my buddy Ryan took a lot of photos, and he did most of them in black and white. So I think that's a black and white photo.
No, it might just be the air.
Not a like a video stoppage and then made black and white. Yeah.
I thought the Sweat Lodge sucks out the color.
Yeah, we didn't know if just the whole area loses color for an hour or two.
Depends on what hemisphere.
Willy Wonka.
Well, I mean, there's been certain TV networks that have tainted colors on videos before.
Journalistic standards.
Journalistic standards. Can't talk enough about it. Hey, Aaron, we appreciate you, man. Good luck with the nap. Good luck with the rest of the season. Can't wait to talk to you next week.
I'll have more energy next week for you boys, but it's good to see you guys.
That was Scott Hansen, Tom Brady thing. Is that what that was? Is that what you brought that up for?
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
No, okay. All right, Scott.
I actually don't. Tell me, what is Scott Hansen, Tom Brady thing?
Scott Hansen in passing on 7 hours of commercial-free football live in a studio through to the Browns-Dallas game. Tom did something. He just made a joke as he was about to pivot to another place about Tom needing to have more energy than that, yada, yada, yada. And then everybody was like, even Scott Hansen's attacking Tom Brady because there was a lot of so Scott Hansen came out with an apology. Tom said,
no.
Yep. Scott Hansen said, you know what? This is unfair. And consider it by me. Yes, I was saying it tongue-in-cheek, but I didn't calculate how it may come across. Tom Brady, I apologize. I promise I'm rooting you on in this new venture. And then Tom would respond and say, the rookie appreciates you, Scott Hansen. No apology necessary, my man. Life is too short not to have fun. We're officially on 70-yarder watch, and I'm going to spike my headset when it happens. So everything's okay between Scott and Tom. Thank God.
That's good fun.
Thank God,
Hey.
Aaron.
Fun.
Word.
Thank you, Mama Ayahuasca.
Hugo.
Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers. Everybody. They jar up orgasms. That's what happens in that documentary. That's what I took away from that one.
Yeah. It's like mockumentaries. It's
It's not really.
Yeah,
It's a great show.
They're very fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, how do they do that exactly?
Well, I think it's like the soggy toast situation. Probably in my head, that's what
Same way you pee in a bottle.
Oh, okay.
Fart in a bottle.
Yeah, fart bag.
Bottles are really the main stay in all of this.
I'll tell you what. Training camp, adult in a dorm room, pissing in so many bottles.
Gotta do it.
It was like a nostalgia trip too. It felt like I was in, middle school? Like I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
But you're an adult in the NFL. You want to walk down that hallway, potentially bump into somebody, see the lights, get woken up more so than you probably need to be at this point to fall back asleep, or you want to chug that Gatorade bottle. Go ahead and finish that thing off.
Need the
And then refill that son of a bitch.
Yep.
And then you worry about that next piss that's coming from that jug at a different time.
That's right.
Nick's weak bladder, he had to do that in the van on the way home from West Virginia.
Oh, and he was also dying too, right?
Yes, thank you for the concern and the clarification.
No problem. You gave Tim an illness. My dad almost died because of you, but
It's going around.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's what people say around you for sure, because you were potentially giving it to everybody. We're happy you're all okay though.
Thank you.
Got the antibodies early.
That's right.
Boom.
Got the antibodies early in the season because at some point during this football season,
It's coming.
we're all going to get some. Oh no, it happens.
Not this year. Dreamcatcher.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, let's take a break. That's good news.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
but I thought that was already.
Completely healthy year.
That was injuries, not sicknesses.
Well, Lamar's got general body soreness.
Jamar Chase was sick.
That was food poisoning. Doesn't count.
That's because he had that shit. What's the shit you guys are eating over
Skyline
there?
chili.
Skyline chili.
Skyline poop.
That didn't do it to him. No, that didn't do it to him.
Yeah, it was Skyline chili from what I heard.
Putting diarrhea on hot dogs.
No way.
It's the Christian
No way.
Gonzalez sickness, bitch. First team All Pro coming in.
Whoa.
Gonzo flu, dog.
Yeah, DK Metcalf's about to get a heavy dose.
It was food poisoning. It was food poisoning.
Yeah, a lot of people are gonna have food poisoning after Gonzo.
That's what it feels like, huh?
Yeah, he's.
Your tummy's upset, huh?
He's
Your tummy's upset? Is that what's going on? Got any food poisoning? That's me, bitch.
Got that Gonzo flu.
Got a little anxiety. Those are butterflies.
Call it COVID in New England.
What's his number?
0.
COVID 0?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Anyways, we don't need to be bringing COVID.
I was gonna say
No.
It's COVID. Go sit your ass on the bench, vid. 0.
Lock it down.
I don't know. COVID was better than the first one.
Yeah, you should just let it ride.
I know.
Too far.
That's the story of my life.
Too much. It was there.
I know.
Let's ride.
You know what else is there?
What's that?
A 14-year streak in Cleveland right now.
Still going, huh?
There's a lot going on in Cleveland right now.
I'll say.
A lot going on in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So the streak doesn't end even if the opponent runs one back on?
No, that's
so-
happened.
That's a
That's
good
happened
point.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
It just happened.
No, it happens all the time.
Oh, okay.
Cleveland, just 1 week ago, we were thinking Super Bowl.
We were.
This is the year.
D-Butts was.
I want to change.
Now there's a lot of other conversations happening around Cleveland. A lot of them.
Yeah. Not great.
Holy shit. What a week in Cleveland, if you're a member of Dog Pod. Showed up with your fucking mask on.
That elf is freshly painted on the field. Got that beautiful lake on the side of it. This is the year we go.
MGK on the sticks.
MGK comes out shredding. This is the year.
3 words, Pat. Same old Brownies.
That's not fair.
A lot of season left. A lot of games left.
The dog pound could have never knew what was coming. There's a lot coming down the pipe right now for the Cleveland Browns.
What's
that coming
because
down
it's
the track?
Cleveland and the Browns, and that's what happened.
You also can't say that anymore.
Why?
An AP voter, and he can't be showing his bias for the Browns
True.
already. We know.
You're right, that's
Garrett's
disgusting.
not gonna get any
I
consideration.
forgot to thank Aaron for sending me a Zenith watch. Comeback player of the year.
Tone.
Outside voice, inside voice. Inside voice, all right? These people have been getting paid off forever. They just didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to tell people how this goes.
Well,
Journalistic standards.
Journalistic standards. You have to declare.
For 14 years in Cleveland, there hasn't been a return touchdown for the Browns. 14 years. There's been a lot of other things for the Cleveland Browns throughout those last 14 years, mostly on the negative side, but some positives. But there has not been a return. That's a long Browns streak. Dude Wipe said, you know what? This is the year it all changes. The Browns are going to end their nasty streak, and you could cash in on it whenever it happens. All you got to do is scan this QR code, boom, and sign up for the Stop the Streak contest. And one lucky winner will win $100,000. Now, granted, what are the chances you win? Is probably pretty low, okay, because it's $100,000. That's a big thing. But you can't win if you don't try. All you got to do is scan this and enter to potentially win $100,000. Why not?
Why not?
Especially with the new kickoff in Cleveland, with how that wind is going to be. There's going to be a lot of balls landing in that landing zone. Punt return, too, I assume will happen. You get some shanks in that wind. You get a low line driver. All of a sudden, whoop, 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 touchdown. Do I win $100,000? Probably not, but possibly.
Yeah. Maybe.
You don't want to miss out.
No.
Not at all.
Scan the QR code. Shout out to Dude Wipes, by the way. Shout out to Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes available now on Amazon. Tone Diggs is currently scanning the QR code right now. Yep. So he's an AP voter and potentially a Dude Wipes $100,000 winner.
Go Brownies.
All right.
Some guys have all the luck.
No kidding.
Amen.
Let's get to a break. We're back on the other side, wrapping up all the stories we did not hit. Travis Kelce was supposed to be on earlier today. Central Time, Eastern Time, mix up. He'll be on tomorrow in the first hour.
Okay.
Cannot wait to chat with him. We apologize to the Travis Kelce fans for the misleading information. But once again, this is what happens whenever we promote a guest.
Bingo.
Yep.
Bingo.
And we accept your apology. We're fans.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Me too.
You should accept your own apology.
Yep.
As I typed it up and said, all right, we're going to promote this. Before I hit post, this never works out well.
You know.
Every other show is able to promote their guests, who's coming on, yada, yada, yada. We've done it probably 6 times in the history of our existence. And all 6 times something has happened.
Yeah.
Today continues the streak.
The surprise guest showed up, though, so that was sweet.
Surprise guest Aaron Rodgers. I thought that was over.
Me too.
You puppet. You won't talk to him again. Shut the fuck up. Let's get to a break. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Take 5.
Tonight is a night where everything's going to be remembered. Every play, every sweat, every fight.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I will soon. Know as a child back in the womb.
Hey, let's have a national championship Monday, huh?
My name is Pat McAfee. I've started the show 2 different occasions already. This will be the 3rd. Wow. It's 2023. We eat adversity for lunch. There's just so many different forms of gummies coming in my mouth.
Boss man, can you do a kickflip?
100 for it? 100 for it?
Oh!
Come on, bro. That was awesome.
Hey, this little teddy bear is cool. This little round thing. Sweet. All right, I feel pretty good for this ESPN party. Let's go have a blast in there. Boom. Need you to do a red carpet. I've never done a red carpet before.
I got to poop, sorry.
I don't know if now's the time.
We're invited to the ESPN party, and now we are all sitting on a red carpet. We had no idea this was coming, obviously. We thought we were just getting some free drinks.
A lot of people on the internet say I look tired. What's that all about? I'm a massive fan of Posner. He was getting motivational speeches in between songs. He was playing other people's songs. He was telling people, stay Dahn. We're going to make a moment. Only on the count of 3, we're going to go crazy. Oh, I know. Say so.
Sad song.
Oh, oh yeah.
A couple of these. Bring it up. Bring it up.
Who's up? What do you want?
What'd you do?
Gotta make this practice game, baby. It's gotta last until 9 o'clock.
Happy birthday, sack of shit.
I'm so fired up to be here.
Yeah.
I got a necktie and everything.
Holy shit. Tim Tebow's here. Oh my God.
Look at that cut.
The most handsome shot in our show's history. Nick Saban has been spotted at SoFi. Great work in the back. Fox News boys crushed it. Now we got game day, then the MegaCast. Let's go. Hey, let's have a night. Obviously, the enemy of great is good. The enemy of a dynasty is winning one championship and letting it go. Ron, you're obviously going to Colorado, a place that's been looking for some sort of championship for 20 years. You're also one of the greatest speakers I've ever heard. What are you saying to your team?
You can't get here and all of a sudden change. You don't want to see a different mannerism of somebody, and especially the coaches. See, everybody's talking about the players. Yeah. But you got to coach the coaches, too.
Did you smile there, too? Were you smiling?
I saw a smile. I do that every now and then.
The rat poison, smiling. That's embedded fourth quarter perfection. Matthew Stafford, fourth quarter perfection. Big moments, Tebow perfection. We got some real magic here tonight, don't we? And I love that toad that takes those mushrooms. And with that being said, Stetson Bennett's 25 years old. He's so damn comfortable. Darnell Washington's the backup tight end. He's 6'7", 270. Brock Bowers, best player on the field. The defense full of dogs. Give me the Georgia Bulldogs go back-to-back. First time since this man and his Alabama squad. I love the Bulldogs tonight, barking all over the place, Coach. Alright, here we go, huh? A little bit of rush from old game day down the field. He went all the way to the roof to come back. We are so sorry. Alright, let's roll. I gotta get to the sleep, and then I'm gonna hop over the sleep thing. Look, Red. You are looking at SoFi Stadium, where we'll be crowning a national champion for our college football season tonight. And the Dogs are on the board early. Wide open.
That's the shot that they wanted, baby.
Oh, my. Stetson Bennett with his second touchdown in the first half.
Oh, no.
Georgia's first down. One-handed. Touchdown. Brock Bowers. Touchdown. It is currently 45-7. It is 52-7. Touchdown.
This is just a good old back home ass whooping.
It's a blowout. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Hey-o! That son of a bitch, Uga, is having the night of his life.
Wow.
It's raining indoors in Los Angeles. This is God taking a tinkle on something magical, isn't it? Let's get that.
Get him on camera.
That mustache.
Holy smoke.
Holy smokes.
Are you a firefighter?
Good for you, bro. Thanks for your service. First down, Horned Frogs on a 2nd and 3. Why don't we call a game? Holy hell, Tim Tebow is coming. Tebow, we're live.
We're on.
We're live right now. Welcome back to SoFi Stadium. Right before the break, an extra point almost killed Tim Tebow. Natural instincts had to take in place. I could not lose the greatest human on earth, and I'm happy they gave you that ball, Tim. Tone, act like you're Sonny Dykes, please.
All right, boss. First half didn't go our way. We're doing this for the great state of Texas. You know who else was down 31 points?
Who's that?
The Italians.
All right, let's take the tractor another round. What are you watching out there, Coach?
Honestly, you know, they're better off grabbing Luka Doncic out of the crowd and maybe lining him up next to Quentin Gillette receiver. Because they can't do a damn thing.
We decided Tebow here, formerly known as praying for this TCU team to do something. So you put your hands up, play that song, butterflies fly away. Thank you for your service, sir. You're a badass, man.
Those other Americans, I wouldn't be here.
What a run, huh? The boys crushed it. Appreciate you.
TCU sucks. You're gonna be so mean all the time. What?
That's all she wrote for college football season. What a year. Let's fucking get home.
Feel Good Friday, August 23rd, 2024. We are live from J.R. Mahin's.
Drinks are on Pat McAfee tonight, fella. Let's go!
Hop, 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 hop. The fact that anybody knows we exist in Ireland, we are so incredibly thankful. So to all of you, we say, Gotcha!
State. I just want Kirk to know I got 1,000 phone calls when we got in the playoffs. He didn't have anything to do with them not getting in the playoffs, and I didn't either. But we both got hammered.
Yeah, some of us did get hammered in it last night. We have real football happening today for the first time in months. This is a beautiful time in a wonderful town.
It's fight night, baby!
Seamus is his name.
We gotta go for Georgia Tech. I gotta go. I would be back in the country if I didn't pick Georgia Tech. 44 yards away to do it. He got it! He got it! And the Yellow Jackets did it!
Hey!
Why?
Let's go! This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, UP! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, September 10th, 2024. Hour 3 of the program starts now. Football! It's amazing. We're lucky to talk about it. That's AJ Hawk. The Talks the Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys AP Tone is here. And a man who's a 9-year NFL vet with a big old brain, Darius J. Butler is here. D-Butch, I'm excited for what's about to take place here because we're all about to get smarter. And, you know, last season is when this entire segment kicked off, and this year it's going to be grander, bigger, badder, bolder, and better.
Oh, yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, it is time for everything DB. You see, Darius Butler's DB.
Okay.
And defensive back was the position.
Okay. Oh, also DB.
Everything DB, good D, bad D. D-Butch, what good D, bad D do we see this weekend, and what do we need to talk about here as Week 1 has concluded in the NFL season?
We've been talking last couple of days about the drop down in quarterback play kind of league-wide, and, you know, a lot of DBs, a lot of defenses kind of got the lead on them early on. I'm going to start with Ty's Green Bay Packers, one of the biggest signings of the offseason. Unfortunately, obviously couldn't get the win, but a big-time play here from Xavier McKinney, a big-time free agent signing that they brought over from the Giants. You can see him right here in the deep half. It's kind of the theme of kind of these good plays early on, deep half of the field. So, obviously, you're responsible for that deep side. Now, if you see that corner all the way up top, if you could put a highlight or anything on him, all the way to that far sideline, that's A.J. Brown. He's running a vertical route, and it's his job to haul ass, even if he's not getting the ball, to hold that deep safety, so he has to respect him because, obviously, you're responsible for that receiver as well as that receiver running down the middle of the field. And Quay Walker does a tremendous job playing that middle run through, being underneath that receiver to force the quarterback to put air on the football. And once he does, Xavier McKinney does a great job putting his foot in the ground. It almost looks like a combine drill, how perfect it is, putting his foot in the ground, coming back lateral, covering so much ground, and then obviously finishing that tremendous play with picking it off. 3rd and 15, obviously a big third down. If you go to the next play, you can see it even better from the TV copy.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a great visual here. Boom, great exit out. You can feel that number one receiver, eyes on the quarterback, as good zone defenders do. And once again, you see the linebacker underneath. He does his job, and finishes it with the great interception. So great start for
Where are we
Taylor
getting
McKinnon.
these clips from? Is this NFL Pro on NFL Plus Premium?
Better.
Yeah, we love that.
Love the angles they have.
Hey, listen, at one point we potentially talked a little bit of shit on NFL Plus because the rollout was certainly interesting. They're like, you can hear preseason games on NFL Plus. We're like, maybe a season too early to roll this thing out. They have built up NFL Plus. And the NFL Plus Premium thing now, not only every single angle of the all 22 database of stats that you get.
So good.
So easy, so quick. NFL Plus Premium's NFL Pro is the real deal. And if you're a fantasy player or a prop bettor or anything like that, they have trends, stats, fucking all the. I mean, it is
really nice. The next gen shit built right into it.
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. But nonetheless, that was a great piece of film right there.
Hey, here's another one from another former Giant safety, Julian Love. You know, some good things happen once you leave New York, I guess. See, Bo Nix, he had a rough start out there, and that Seahawks secondary was a big reason why. You see, Julian Love once again in the deep half. Now, you only have a tight end backside, one receiver on that backside to hold that backside safety. And now his eyes, once again, as a zone defender, as a deep zone defender, as a safety, your eyes are on the quarterback. You got to feel everything else. And when you're a quarterback, I had a coach, a great DB coach, Chuck Pagano, head coach. Hey, don't be eye-fucking the quarterback. For quarterbacks, don't be eye-fucking the receivers. You know, don't be staring them down because these DBs in this league are too fast, too athletic, and they cover too much ground. Great job, great awareness by him, getting his feet down, inbounds, and securing his interception. I believe he made a very similar interception on the sideline like this for the New York Giants as well, but great job by the Seahawks secondary.
Almost great uniforms. Those uniforms should be their permanent uniforms.
Every week. Probably the best. Yeah, I love the Dolphins throwbacks as well, but I think those are the best. Kelly Greens are pretty nice, but those Seahawks throwbacks.
What about Pittsburgh Steelers? Bumblebees. Bumblebees.
Those are sweet. Cold throwbacks are nuts.
Yeah, they moved the thing.
Change it a little too much.
Yeah.
Acme Packers with the brown helmets, obviously.
What about the Giants?
Giants.
Oh, that one. If they would have played football good at all, I think it would have been a little better. They had to sell a negative amount of those jerseys. The amount that they gave away versus number of sales, I assume they're in the red.
For sure.
I assume they're in the red.
$10 million. And
the only reason why you do all that fucking shit is so that you can sell more jerseys.
That's right.
Like, that is the entire gimmick. That is the entire game. Saquon Barkley has 2 jerseys in the top 5 right now for 2 different throwbacks. That's the business model. We're going to change it. They probably lost money on those jerseys. Let alone the quarterback, $40 million.
Oh, my God.
Lots of little money.
Now you got the sports bulb coming out.
100
saying
season. Come on.
They're garbage.
And then he goes, if Saquon goes to Philadelphia, I'm not going to fucking.
If he scores 3 touchdowns in week 1.
I'm not going to sleep.
I don't know if that was method acting or if that is who he is. His only appearances on the most transparent Hard Knocks in the history of Hard Knocks is head down, worrying. Every fucking scene was just like this. And then that first game happens, and Mara's like,
worst case week 1 for him.
He looks like a genius almost.
Yeah, for shoot. He needs to Jerry Jones this fucking thing.
Yeah, he needs to start putting a little bit more hands on.
Yeah,
he looks like a genius because he was literally through every conversation, every decision that they made this offseason. Just that's not good. We're gonna suck again, boy.
Cookouts are going to be so bad.
If we were to lose our most popular guy and then he was to go to a division rival and do well,
I could stomach that.
I'm fucked if that happens.
But another owner.
Wait, wasn't it Mara's fault though? Isn't that what you guys were saying? That might be the only guy with a fucking brain in that whole building. Bruce.
He looks good. He looks good right now. Bit of a Nostradamus, John Mara. I'm back to some positivity though. Our O-line is the best it's been maybe in a decade. We just need a new quarterback, maybe new head coach.
All right, awesome.
Maybe new GM.
I believe you, Bruce.
Another owner that looks like a genius, Stephen Ross down there, paid Jalen Ramsey right before this game, and he's a tone setter on defense. Didn't start off great. None of the Dolphins did really. Obviously, they had a lot of shit going on pregame, but Jalen Ramsey became the highest paid cornerback in NFL history. A few hours, I felt like, before this game. And typically, guys get paid. They might take a little year off. Playoff, nope, not Jalen Ramsey. You see him highlight on this 4th and 1. First play of the fourth quarter and cover all 53 yards to haul ass. I mean, just that.
What a shot.
I mean, that entire defense. I mean, and AJ, I know you remember these, like the pursuit drills, the pursuit angles, all these drills. And this is why guys can't cut sideline to sideline, back and forth, and circle the field like you see on high school, sometimes even in college, because there's so much speed on the field. And you can see, obviously, Jalen Ramsey leading the charge here. There we go. Boom. There we go. Go.
Yeah, you don't need your superstar corner that gets paid $1 billion to do this, but when he does, man, that makes your team that much better. Are you kidding me?
And look how much they ran.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, and obviously you got 2 up here or whatever, but that's like
because
they were swarming ball. I mean, that is swarming ball. And then the collision at the end of that, they were the ones doing the hitting as opposed to an offense, because I was very lucky to be a part of a lot of offenses that had cutback in it. Steve Slayton, Noah Devine in college. I mean, Pat White, there was and normally the offense, when you get to the other side, very favorable position. Defense tired, also out of position. So normally there's some physicality that goes.
Backs.
Yeah, boom, dead.
Well, old school.
Pat White obviously did his thing to Connecticut. It's still a living highlight that you can go find out there. This time it was like defense on the cutback all the way. They were the ones delivering the hit. You got to feel good about this Dolphins defense, Gumpy. Legit, you lose Christian Wilkins, which is obviously a huge tone setter. But now one of your richest guys, who's an icon guy, is playing the hardest and hitting the hardest. I mean, that's good news for the Dolphins defense this year, right?
He was doing the talking after the game, after McDaniel did too. So it feels like Ramsey's the real leader of this defense, which is awesome to see.
Okay. Has he been in this position before?
As far as being a leader? Yeah. I feel like even in the Rams, obviously you have Aaron Donald, but Aaron Donald kind of, at least from the outside looking in, he goes about his business. He lead by example. So does Jalen, but he was kind of the voice. And you typically don't see that from a cornerback, bringing that attitude. As soon as he came suited up last year, had like 3 interceptions his first 2 games. Yeah. But this is prime, still prime Jalen Ramsey. And if you're Anthony Weaver, if you're the new defensive coordinator, that final frame with 9 guys in the frame, that's the shit you even talk about, the first play of that defensive meeting or the last play, because that's the standard once it starts.
0 points. Running, 0 points in the second half also they gave up.
Look at them all. I mean, all of them.
There could have been a wall set up, too.
They're outnumbered. They got a wall set against them. Yeah, they're outnumbered. They out-hustled them for sure.
That is everybody right there. I mean, you're talking about a potential.
The entire O-line is ready to set up.
You got a wall of Jags there, yeah.
Well, that's
they got 5. They got 11. So where's the other fucking 6? I guess it's on the other side, ready to set up that wall.
Big 4th and 1.
But instead they power through wall.
Yep.
Wow, hey, that's great defense.
And ETN can roll. He can roll. He is fast. So that's great effort.
That was massive too. That was what completely changed the momentum in the game.
Yep.
Let's go to some bad defense after some great defense.
Yeah, a couple bad defensive clips. This was a touchdown to Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks is lined up as the number 3 receiver to Dak's left. Now the Cleveland Browns circle him. Yep, he's boom, boom, boom. So 1, 2, 3. We count from the outside in. Brandon Cooks is at number 3. He's going to run a corner route, and he's matched up with a safety, Juan Thorhill. Now, when you're bringing coverage 0 as a defense, the ball has to come out quick. This is a 3rd and 5, so you're expecting something coming out quick. CeeDee Lamb is right next to him. One thing we used to say, coaches used to say to us, see a little, see a lot, and that basically just means read your keys. And when you're in man coverage, your key is obviously your man. Keep your eyes on your luggage. Pressure, Dak has to beat the pressure with the throw. I think the safety, his eyes get caught up on CD for whatever reason. There's some communication right after the touchdown, but just a great play, great heads-up play by Dak Prescott, being the highest paid quarterback in NFL history now, and this is part of the reason why.
Did he potentially think it wasn't man?
He knew it was man, but the thing about coverage 0, especially since you have a very limited, menu of routes that the receivers are running, because the defense can always bring one more than the offense can pick up, because obviously the quarterback. So you expect that sometimes you can pass him off. Sometimes, hey, I'm the safety. If CD goes under, I'll take him and you take my guy, or whatever that communication was. I think it was some confusion there, but everybody else is kind of on their man. So got to keep your eyes on your luggage.
Are you surprised the Shorts defense came out like this? Because they look bad from the start. Because this was first quarter, second drive, I'm pretty sure.
Every year is different. It's a week-to-week league, and obviously you got a new group of guys, a lot of carryover, but it's still different. And it's drawn up. The pressure is getting there. It's just a great play by Dak, beating the pressure with his eyes, and then making a throw where he just put it up there, and Brandon Cooks run under it, catches it, and does a phenomenal celebration.
Are the Cowboys good?
Feels like
Cowboys are always good this time of year.
Okay, see, that's what everybody says. Stephen A. Smith gave a full-on promo about it's September. This is how it works.
Yep.
That's got to be a fun way to just view things.
Sure.
Like you won a Super Bowl? That's what I thought. And then just move along.
Yeah.
That is kind of the thought on the Dallas Cowboys. Isn't it wild that they're in that kind of conversation, and they haven't for so long?
Yeah.
And all the conversation is win a Super Bowl. We'll see how it goes. What a wild brand. What a brand. They haven't won one in forever. There's no reason that should be the expectation every single year. But then they live up to the hype seemingly during the season. It's like, okay, this is going to be it. And then inevitably, heartbreak. But there's heartbreak for 31 teams. You know, like there is, there's so much. It's like the Cowboys brand is insane. They're paying fucking everybody now. They got money everywhere around it. Mike McCarthy's the only one who's on his last year of his contract. But if you listened to Schefter yesterday, I believe, he was talking about how much Dak loves Mike McCarthy. So is Dak going to agree to a deal when he knows he could go to free agency and get a massive deal without knowing who his guy's going to be a coach going forward? He was kind of alluding to probably not. So probably Mike McCarthy's deal is going to get done, maybe an extension, and maybe there's a little bit more commitment to the stars that they have in their building right now. But why wouldn't you do that in the? There's just so many. There's just so many. You know, AJ. I don't know.
Cowboys. It's the Cowboys, man. They do have that. They have that expectation like you do for a Georgia or even Ohio State this year. Like, hey, whatever. Like, okay, cool. Do whatever you're doing. What matters is the end of the year. Cowboys have that, but they haven't won one recently, I guess. Long time.
Yeah. It's because they have so much talent. Like, you look at how good they are on paper, and it's like, holy shit, they have all these stars. And then a lot of times in the playoffs, it's not like, you know, like last year, like they got their asses kicked. Like it was never even, you know, we were talking about how good they were. This team, at home, this team should, like, is this the team that can finally go to the NFC Championship and win? And it's like, no, they got beat by the youngest team in the league by fucking 4 touchdowns.
Tough day to lay an egg.
For sure.
Tough day for the whole entire program. Yeah. For the whole entire city. Yeah. For the entire organization. It's like, this is the year. And remember, those Cowboys fans showed up. It was loud.
Very. It was 28-0 by the end of the first quarter.
Over.
Yeah. I mean,
boom. And then everybody.
Maybe this is the year.
What's that?
Maybe this is the year.
I mean,
maybe this is it.
Maybe. Hey, this is the one. Come on, Dallas.
Come on, Big Michael.
Come on.
But last play, maybe this is the year for these guys, my guys, Miami Dolphins. Obviously, Tyreek Hill, a lot of news coming in this game. 3rd and 4. I mean, speed, something you say on any phase of the game, offense, defense, or special teams. Speed kills matchups. So on paper, this is great. Yeah, we got a corner, we got a post safety. So if he runs across the field, I got a post safety there. I'm outside leverage. We're great. This is fucking great, coach. We got the right play call.
But Tua sees his hips flipped. Tua sees those hips that way. He's like, we're out.
It's over. And what AJ's talking about soon, if you run it back a little, Number 5 right there up top. As soon as those hips open up towards Tyreek, Tua knows, and Tua does some work with his eyes, he knows there's no way 5 is going to be able to open those hips. Then once you get that, it is over. It's a foot race, and nobody's beating Tyreek Hill in the foot race.
So right there.
Over. Game over.
Oh, it's done. It's over. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a tough spot to be because this guy right here is the fastest guy on earth, potentially.
Hasn't even thrown the ball yet.
Yep.
It's over.
He sees it, though.
Only chance you got is at that safety if you maybe hit a speed turn. So that's basically you're turning your back to Tyreek, facing that end zone down there, and then kind of just go uphill. But at that point, you're playing for
that's still allowing the catch.
He's got too many.
He's still going to catch
Speed turn is still allowing the catch, but he stops the touchdown.
Exactly. At least you can tackle him maybe on the 30-yard line. But once you flip those hips that way, it's over.
That's not good.
It's good night.
That's not good. That's not good, D. But guess what? Lost season left to get that fixed.
Yes, sir.
Plenty.
If you don't make mistakes, how do you ever learn?
Mm-hmm.
Good question.
Now, there's some people, I guess, that never made a mistake. Jesus Christ.
It's only one.
Yeah.
No, he made a mistake.
No, he trusted the wrong people. No.
Yeah. Judas?
Jeez.
First off, it was
couldn't say that.
First off,
Whoa.
That was a mistake.
It was the
I'm just talking about learning from your mistakes and growing and everything like that.
Sure.
That's what I was talking about.
Some people that make mistakes over and over again don't learn from those and continue to make those mistakes. We don't need to mention any names, but there's people out there.
I mean, we fuck up.
Yeah.
Every day.
We try not to make the same mistake twice. It has happened. Obviously, we hope it will never happen again. But those teams that are on bad D today, never going to be on here again.
Nope.
That's good news. And the people that are on good D, they're going to be on here every week. Way to go, D-Butch. That's phenomenal, D-Butch. Really, I feel like I get so much smarter in that entire thing. Good work with Bruce, too, working telestrator back there, Bruce. Good work in the editing, getting this entire thing figured out. Going to try to make it better and better. Tomorrow, we got big AQ Shipley.
AQ.
Go. Yeah.
Can't wait to see old Slim AQ talking about offensive line play and, how the big boys are doing their thing. Tyrese Halliburton will be joining us live tomorrow for a portion of the program as well. Mostly just because we want to hang out with him, but also because he wants to dunk on Ty Schmidt because Iowa State beat that ass
Well,
in the Cy-Hawk Bowl.
And he's still a Pacer, right?
Still a Pacer, yes.
well,
For now.
I saw some.
I was gonna say they're trying to get him to Phoenix. Bad.
Who's they? Because it's not the Pacers. I'll tell
No,
you that.
it's pretty much just Stephon Marbury said, like, wow, could you imagine if Tyrese Halliburton played for the Phoenix Suns? They'd probably win a championship.
And then all of a sudden they start, NBA Central goes ahead and runs that thing, and they put the picture next to it, and then all of a sudden there's a narrative saying, this would be sick.
Yeah.
And then Ishbia, the owner of the Phoenix Suns, we know it does not care about luxury tax or any of these money penalties. He will throw every single dollar at whatever. I heard some other stories about Ishbia trying to make some plays for some other moves that he was trying to make in basketball. What the fuck? This guy's like Steinbrenner.
Yeah, he wants to win.
This guy is like Steinbrenner doing this entire thing. But just know this, Ishbia, friend of the program. I got mortgage through him.
Yep.
Nice. It's really nice in Phoenix.
Something to think about.
Sometimes.
Such a nice city. But it's not as nice in Indianapolis, Indiana. Don't ever forget that.
Olympic teammates.
No, but
Oh, wow.
they have a
Hadn't
gold
even
medalist in
considered
Indiana.
that.
Chef Bo still out
Gorilla.
there?
2 Olympic teammates.
Tyrese was trying to recruit people to Indianapolis.
just
That was a
Chef Bo.
report 2 weeks ago. Nobody's talking about it as much as this particular one seems. This one is seemingly garnering a lot of traction. Okay, and I'm a Kevin Durant fan.
Yeah.
Do I think Tyrese Halliburton and Kevin Durant on the same team would be hilarious? Yes. I think that would be insane, especially with the way Tyrese does his shit, no-look passes, the way he enjoys it, and then he'll knock down a shot if he has to. He's a gamer. He went into the garden and did some gardening in the playoffs.
Yeah, he
People will forget that. But Tyrese Halliburton's locked in Indiana for 5 years.
Today he is, right?
Hope so.
Yeah, and only one team.
For the next 5 years.
I mean, he has no control if they trade him, though.
Oh, he has
They're not gonna
he
trade
has
him.
quite a bit in the NBA. Guys can basically
Oh,
just
you're
wake
right.
up one
He's
morning,
not that type of guy, though.
decide they don't want
He's
to be there anymore.
he's representative of Indianapolis. He's at the Colts game. He's at a Fever game.
He's a Hoosier.
Yeah, he is.
You're right.
He's our guy.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right. He is. Right now, he is.
But to the Phoenix Suns, we got TJ McConnell. Obviously, he's going to take up some spots. And Spicy Pete, we got some people that are going to take up some spots. We'd love to trade for some of your players, though, here to Indianapolis. Kevin Durant, you want to come to Indiana, play for the Pacers? We'd love to have you.
He doesn't.
What are you talking about? He loves Indy.
Sure.
No, he knows. You got to stay on the West Coast because there's just one team. That's a big bad wolf in the entire NBA, and you know exactly who that is.
Who's that?
The Boston Celtics, baby. And Joe Mazzulla said, everyone's saying we got the target on our back. I hope it's right between our fucking eyes. I want to see that thing. I want to see the gun.
I did
pointing.
see that quote.
Yeah.
What a beast quote.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He also said
That's
it.
awesome.
Everyone says, you got to defend the title. That's not very aggressive, In nature, you're not defending anything. You're attacking.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. Yeah, Joe Mazzulla is a psychopath. And it sure feels like the Celtics are going to go on a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, time title run here very soon.
Jeez, 8 titles he's calling.
I mean, there's a chance. Tatum's 27, Jalen's 28. Actually, excuse me. Jalen's 27, Tatum's 26.
Yeah, but he couldn't even play on the Team USA.
Exactly. And Joe Mazzulla is going to be saying that in his ear all fucking year. Well, you can't even play on Team USA, so you must fucking suck. I don't even know why we're playing for a title. Why don't you fucking go sit down? Derek White, Drew Holiday, Al
smacking the wood.
Al
What? Oh, he retired.
Al's coming back.
Al retired.
Al Horford?
Yeah. Salute to Al.
Yeah, okay.
He can still play.
Big Miami Heat fan. Obviously, the Heat are in it as well this year.
Yep, we got to figure things out.
You love Jimmy Butler, don't you?
I do love Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
I do love
He's the leader of the team, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, going to take you to the title?
Cold-blooded. I trust him. I believe in him.
Oh, is that right?
And Spo, yeah. Probably the next USA head coach.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay.
Okay.
You guys are going to win championship, you think?
Damn right.
Oh, okay.
Hero.
Jimmy Butler's still on a one-year deal?
When does basketball start?
October.
Yeah.
No,
cares?
no, December 28th.
All right, good luck to all of them. Pulling for the Pacers, though. Just so you want to win, come to Indiana.
Check in and
Bam. We got Bam. Come on, man.
he's gold medal.
I don't know.
Bam's really good on that team.
Yep.
Allegedly-
Tyler Hero.
Just looked it up. February, the day after the Super Bowl basketball starts.
Oh,
Okay. All right. Thank you for the stats. Speaking of things that are happening right now, we did this in the first hour, but I'm not sure everybody got to hear it. There is some college ball happening, and there's literally only, I don't want to, that kind of minimalizes it. Let's go ahead and restart that. There's so many stories that you can't keep up with them all in college football.
That's right.
Amen.
So many dreams coming true. There's so many teams taking form. There's only one championship that can be hunted. We went through and found 6 good storylines that I think everybody should be paying attention to. Here's Tone Diggs with some college ball convos.
Let's do it.
There is 6.
Yeah. I was counting, making sure.
Very nice. We did this. This is the first time we've ever done something twice in here, but it's so far away from the first time we did it. And I'd also like to hear AJ's thoughts on this entire thing. College has some sick shit happening right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So the prominent games that are taking place. What's the weekend? October what?
12th.
October
12th, yeah.
October 12th, it's like March Madness of primetime games.
Yes.
Basically all throughout the day. And then as the season continues to go and gets closer and closer to the 12-team playoff, the amount of hope for teams is wider. So you're talking every fan base thinks that they're going to have a chance to go on a run. And then you got marquee games happening every single weekend. It's like college ball in the NFL right now, hot bat.
Yeah. In their bag,
We're
bro.
swinging a hot bat. Ratings are higher than they've ever been. Fox just reported that NFL opening weekend was double or whatever the fuck it was.
It'll blow up.
And then ESPN's been reporting for college football and for college game day, it's like up 30%. And this is without DirecTV. This is without DirecTV for ESPN. So I feel like interest in football is higher than it's ever been.
Oh, yeah.
There's 6 storylines in college ball that I think we need to pay a little closer attention to.
Yep, number 1, Georgia, 2-0 off of 2 just absolute blowouts. 1 versus Clemson and 1 versus, FCS Northwest.
AJ, Georgia's about to beat that ass all season. You think Ohio has enough after these 2 blowout wins?
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. It's going to be a fun playoff season whenever that comes. But did you say Georgia plays Texas here in the upcoming weeks?
October. In Austin. It's the same weekend that F1's in Austin as well. So huge weekend.
I think our show.
They're going to make a choice.
I think our show's going to be down there as well.
Yes.
Ooh,
I think our show's going to be down there on Friday.
Can you imagine? That's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing, but I've also thought about the traffic, the humans, there's no way.
I mean, the actual game atmosphere.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great time in Austin.
Georgia has Bama, I think, in 2 weeks. So even before that, that's why the SEC schedule is awesome. But yeah, Georgia's going to get their test, but they haven't been. They've looked as Georgia such so far this year. That's Etienne right there, who did not play in week 1. He just had a little bit of Georgia in his blood. That's why he didn't play in week 1. What?
They need to stop with that too. That needs to stop.
That's the only thing that's going to stop.
It's like,
that.
you're this generation too that with Uber. What are we doing?
Yeah, but they're almost past that generation where Uber isn't cool anymore. I'm with you. Gotta Uber, but our generation's almost Uber. And now they're at the generation where
my generation is not Uber.
No, yeah.
Ours was waiting 3 hours for a cab that never showed
up.
Or
it never happened.
When I was a freshman in college was the first year of Uber. That was the last year of cabs.
So what a development.
Our generation's cabs are here.
Yeah. Exactly.
Bingo.
Yeah.
But they're at the point.
Paulie D.
Yeah.
He's still doing
it. They got to get NIL.
Tailgate video.
NIL.
Drivers.
Just driver service 24/7. Hey, whenever, just text this number. They'll go pick you up in a black SUV and take you to
Debo, players though. Players like, oh, this guy's reporting directly to my head coach. I'm getting picked up at 2:30 after the game.
Yeah. But shit. It's the alternative at this point.
That is always the conspiracy. But nonetheless, enough. Come on.
Yeah.
This isn't smart. I've lost friends because of drunk driving, obviously, and other things that have happened. And with Johnny Gaudreau, that literally just happened to him and his brother last week. It's like, come on. We got to be smarter than that as a society. Rest in peace, by the way, to the Gaudreau. I mean, that is so sad. Both widows pregnant.
Yeah.
Tragic.
Yep. Terrible.
Man. The whole hockey world has seemingly come together around that one. Obviously, we all can. Rest in peace. Sorry about that to the Gaudreau family. That is so incredibly sad. On a weekend that was supposed to be celebrated, we're adding to the family. It's like, man, the whole thing is sad. And it's all because of a drunk driver. Let's not do it anymore.
Yep.
Can't do it anymore. Got to stop it. We got enough answers now. Enough answers now.
Definitely.
Moving on, Texas is now the number 2 team in the country because, you know what, they passed Ohio State because Ohio State has done their job, but they haven't played anybody yet. But Texas is number 2 team in the country after losing A.D. Mitchell.
Suck it, AJ.
After losing Xavier Worthy. After losing Jordan Whittington. All 3 of those guys made plays for their NFL teams this year. Devondre Sweat, Byron Murphy. They lost a ton, and they are still Texas this year. Back-to-back years, week 2, going on the road, beating top 10 teams. That's Isaiah Bond, transfers over from Bama.
So good.
They replaced those wide receivers last year with more transfers this year, and they are so good at doing that. Quinn Ewers has been unbelievable. He's now your Heisman favorite. And the defense, let me look here. Defense has given up 238 yards a game so far this year, so not a lot. Now they face Colorado State and Michigan, not the 2 best offenses in the country, but still looking really good in Austin.
In front of 110,000, tough atmosphere, too, they showed up. Not that they didn't last year against Alabama, but this is a new team. This is a new era. Quinn Ewers obviously back and balling, and they didn't blink, man. I told the boys earlier in the show, getting a chance to be on their sideline,
just the amount of swagger in Texas football is insane. You know, I met a kid named Mac. I believe his name was Mac. Cowboy boots on. Obviously, big fan of the program. Big fan of the program. Just the way he talked about, like, we're going to give him hell this year. Like, just the thought of Texas football, the movie character of Texas football, getting a chance to everybody feel like, yeah, we got a chance this year and run with it and go with it. It's like, it's good when Texas is playing great football. You know, we talk about a lot of other teams, it's good whenever they're good. When Texas is good, it's good for football because Texas is such a football fucking state.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very apparent in Michigan. The governor was, like, everybody flew up there. The amount of planes that were in Ann Arbor, because the amount of people that were flying in from Texas, just like through the roof, it was, it's special what they're doing down there, AJ. They think this is the year.
Yeah, oh yeah. Sark seems to have it figured out. His culture, like his people are there right now. Like they're rolling, man. That's the cool thing is that we get to see if Texas is who we think they are, you know, here in the upcoming weeks because their schedule is so difficult.
So early in the season, man. So much can happen, obviously. So much can happen. And other storylines around college.
Yeah, AJ's Ohio State has looked unbelievable. Like, we've said it. They've played 2 MAC teams, but the MAC has looked good early on in the year. But Ohio State has scored 50 in both. Hasn't given up a touchdown yet. Jeremiah Smith is the next guy, is the next wide receiver at Ohio State. And even if they didn't have him, Emeka Egbuka looks really good. Cardinal Tate looks really good. TreVeyon Henderson looks really good. Quinshon Judkins. The offense is rolling. It's unbelievable. And then, but like the defense, that was number 2 defense in the country last year, only behind Michigan. And Michigan was an all-time defense. Brings back almost everybody, adds Caleb Downs. Ohio State is rolling early before that date when they have to travel. I think it's week 6 to Eugene.
AJ, Ohio State. People of Ohio, we're winning this year, huh? A lot of hope, a lot of promise.
Yeah, a lot of hope, a lot of promise. Yeah, no question. Obviously, you know, unbelievable expectations, but that's what they like around here. That's what they want. And they've handled business like they have now. The question is, like, when you're going to have an off night at some point, can you still find a way to win those big games? Let's say you don't have your A game. That's what I think the great teams do. Early on, they fight, and they might get a couple wins maybe when they didn't have the complete game that they normally do, or a couple turnovers, things that are unlikely to happen. Can you still find a way to win those ones?
What if they don't have an off night, though? You know? What if, like, all right, Henderson's having an off night. All right, so we'll just feed Judkins here.
Yep.
All right, Will Howard can't hit the broadside of a fucking barn. Good news, we got 2 All-American running backs. Oh, our offensive line isn't being able to road grade at all? Okay, well, Will Howard can spin it. It's like seemingly have answers for if there is off nights. Yeah. Now, if everybody has an off night, then we're going to learn.
Then the defense. Yeah.
You concerned at all that they're not really tested until, what you say, week 6, especially with all these, obviously they'll get to the playoffs, but once you get into the playoffs, all these SEC teams have been tested all year.
Their next, I can't remember who their third game is, but it's I don't think it's much. And then it's Michigan State and Iowa, so they will be tested a little bit before they get to Oregon.
Okay. At Iowa?
We'll talk
no,
about
it's
Iowa
home.
playing tomorrow. Let's just say that.
Okay,
sucks.
They're going up a little bit each
Keep
week.
his fucking name off this stage.
Come on.
No, Cade McNamara sucks.
Scored 40 points first week.
Yeah, against the fucking School of the Blind from Ohio, okay?
Jeez, they have families over there.
I don't give a damn.
All right, of course.
They give a damn. Fucking, you kidding me? I mean,
Iowa State.
Iowa State had like 14 yards of offense in the first half. Iowa should have beat them 40-0 again, but Cade McNamara, just like Deacon Hill last year. You know, I thought Deacon Hill was bad. Boy, and I'm praying to the stars asking for him to transfer back wherever the fuck he's at. He's playing.
You want Deacon Hill back?
You goddamn right I do. He's playing D2 football right now. I want him back.
He's at Utah Tech. In this last game, he was 14 of 28 for 180 yards.
Not bad. I'd take it. I'd take it.
Early in the year, there's a lot of time for Cade McNamara to win you over.
Nope. He's done. Fuck him. I want the kid from Northwestern who transferred in.
Sullivan.
Yeah, Braden Sullivan. Let's see what he's got.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck has Cade McNamara done to earn this kind of leash? He's fucking hurt all last year. He's a Michigan man. Can't beat Iowa State when the defense fucking dominated. I mean, you just knew all game. Okay, we're going to get it down to the red zone. Cade McNamara is going to throw it as hard as he fucking can every single time, or he's going to throw it 40 yards into the stands.
Smart football. Throw it away.
So we're gonna kick field goals.
Ferentz loves that.
Kurt was back this game, right? It was
he loves
Ferentz. I love Kirk Ferentz, but don't get me started on that son of a bitch either.
What?
Kirk's dogs. You've been a Kirk's dog.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I love him for his loyalty to the state, to his players.
Farmers.
To the farmers.
What?
Okay? America needs farmers.
To the land.
We got it on our helmet. But that loyalty is also what's fucking bitten him in the ass time and time again. We tried out these shitty fucking quarterbacks who suck. And just because they are on the team and they're, a senior, an upperclassman, he plays them. And he plays them. And they do the same fucking thing week after week. Okay, McNamara, what was he in the second half on Saturday? Well, I think he was about 1 for 12 for 6 yards, I'm sick of it, okay? Listen, you can lose every game. You do not let fucking Iowa State come into Kinnick and win, especially when the defense played the way it did. And
they were up.
Now,
goddamn right.
Hey.
I will say, we talked about this a little bit. Iowa State's kicker to come into Iowa City and hit a fucking 54-yard field goal to win that game, that takes some big fucking nuts to do that.
What a ball.
Yeah, what a ball. I mean, it was good.
It was good for a long time.
60 plus. And he had missed one earlier. So you got to give Iowa State a lot of credit, but in no world should Iowa have lost that game. And I pin that solely on Cade McNamara's shoulders.
That's called a ball, especially in Iowa, I guess. Right. And those are Ty's opinions.
Those are my opinions, and the opinions of about 2 million other people in the state of Iowa. Okay. That's neither here nor there.
Mine too. I mean, I don't know shit about it, so I'll take that one for.
Okay, so it's Connor's opinion. I don't think it's Tone or mine or D-Butts or AJ's, but it's certainly the Toxic Tables. I would like to give a shout out to the Iowa band.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was so cool. I got almost choked up about it because that was so incredibly nice of them. Obviously, they stopped by the program whenever we went to Iowa in the middle of a blizzard at the beginning of March Madness for the women's team. Caitlin Clark's last, voyage through March Madness. We got a chance to go out there. The band showed up. They were awesome. They were very cool to us at the Big Ten Championship. We got a chance to chat with them whenever they did the AC/DC tribute, which was sick. They had an electric guitar in front of the band. I mean, they were innovative and awesome. And then this past weekend, they did a tribute to our show. So cool.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. The amount of time it takes to do all that shit. They had the WWE logo in the middle of that thing.
Yep.
Perfect. They did it all. So shout out to the Iowa Hawkeye band. We are very, very grateful for that.
Yep.
Legitimately.
The real to biddle.
That made me absolutely put me in a. I actually got into I was holding baby girl, and I saw this tweet. Because you had told me about it, but I forgot about it. I was like, there's no way. I didn't think. I thought maybe there'd be whatever.
Sure.
Full thing.
Yeah, the whole thing, yeah.
The amount of time it took for them to piece this together to do this is immense. The amount of humans that had to buy into this. Thank you so much. We are incredibly grateful and wildly humbled by it all. Don't deserve this. Nobody deserves this. But the fact that you guys did it for us, wish you would have won. It would have been better.
Yeah, it would have made it a lot cooler.
Would have been a lot better if you win.
Thanks a lot, Cade.
Yeah. McNamara ruined our day too, kind of. But I'm not blaming Cade. It was the whole team.
This is sick, though.
Yeah, sick. So sweet. Yeah. And it's look at you.
Wow.
Did you see that?
Yeah, it's a good gimmick right here.
Boom. That's sweet.
What?
This would take forever.
Forever, dude. Yeah. Thank you. Hey, thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We don't deserve that. We don't deserve that. Not one bit, but we're very thankful for it. I know that there's going to be a lot of Iowa people that are going to text you and text me and say, you need to let Ty speak a little bit more about Iowa.
I'm done.
That's what you just said right there.
I'm done.
You're done with it?
Said his piece.
I said my piece.
When's wrestling season?
Soon.
Spencer back?
I don't think so.
I think you guys got somebody to transfer from Penn State, though.
Yeah, I mean, Iowa wrestling will always be good, but,
What about the women's basketball? They're going to be good, too, right?
Yeah.
They have a factory over there?
Sure. I mean...
Men's basketball. What's that?
No, they got some transfer from Villanova, who's supposed to be unbelievable, but I'm a CC guy.
Yeah,
so
what are we talking about?
And Coach Bluter's not there anymore, so you're gonna have to
miss you, Coach Bluter.
They're gonna have to win me over to get my butt seat. I just listen. It is what it is. You think I like fucking already having to look at, hey, how's the women's field hockey team doing? When we're in the third week of the fucking college football season,
still win the Big Ten.
Could still
September
win the Big
10th right now. You're already done?
Well,
Iowa hasn't won the Big Ten in 20 years, Ty. You're not going to win the Big Ten.
Whoa. Wow.
And you know it.
Well, Yeah, not anymore because there's, no divisions. But guess what, Foxy? How many times has Iowa went to the Big Ten championship and had an opportunity to win? Several times during the last 10 years of
So
my
that was
life.
like you guys would beat Northwestern and Illinois.
Bingo. Exactly. It's like, you know what? Until they fucking figure out what they've done and change this, then we're going to fucking ride into the sunset, okay? And every once in a while, you might win the Big Ten championship when you get a subpar Michigan State team that comes in. And inevitably, you always kind of choke and lose those ones as well. But at least you have that opportunity. Now, you think I want to watch them go into Columbus and get beat by 65 points in a couple weeks? No.
No.
But you know how they don't do that?
How?
They fucking bench Cade McNamara. All right? Take his fucking scholarship.
Take his scholarship.
I think so.
Can't do that.
I think so.
Hope he's not getting any NIL money.
Can't do that.
He better
now.
not.
Hey,
He is.
You
He
better
is.
not be.
they're mandatory now, I think, scholarships. They used to be able to be like.
I don't like that. He hasn't earned one.
Not at Iowa.
Yeah. Certainly not.
Hey, Cade, good luck, man. Seems like
good
you're a
luck.
winner with some fans.
Hey, that's what's great.
Turn around.
Is guess what? If he comes out and throws 5 touchdowns against Troy next week, which he fucking better and he should.
Troy.
Then I'm. No, Dale Howard got him. God damn it! Wow.
Dale Howard.
I know that dealership very well.
Good dealership.
I thought they were above that.
Above that, they're with the starting quarterback of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yeah, well, they're paying for mediocrity, which is not what their fucking motor vehicles are. Top of the line.
Vastly superior machines.
Exactly.
What did you buy from them?
Oh, nothing. They were just, I've never fucking bought a vehicle from Dale Howard. I know it's a great, it's a great dealership. It's a great dealership in the area. Great dealership. Very well respected.
Hey, your first balls for Cade McNamara.
Okay, sounds
Here we
good.
go,
I
Cade.
hope you make it.
All right.
Need you here.
Actually, why don't you let me shoot it?
Okay. No.
Why
I know what you're
What do you mean?
No.
What do you mean?
Break that light.
Oh shit.
We would like to give Cade a chance.
I'm all for it.
Okay, if the universe is going to let us know right now.
Shoot it left-handed.
Okay.
Because that's what he does.
Yeah.
Seems like it. If this ball goes in, Cade's going to figure out Leicester's offense better than anybody ever has in the past.
Okay.
Iowa to the title.
If it doesn't go in, I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you.
All right.
Universe, answer. Uh-oh.
Oh, that looked good.
It did, didn't it? It felt
Yeah,
good.
it looked good online.
Good line.
There it is.
Bum.
Too strong.
Yeah.
I mean, you think I'm surprised? The universe fucking spoke to me last Saturday. I already know what the universe said. You can try to change fortune and fate. Go ahead.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Air ball.
It's worse.
Uh-oh.
For Cade McNamara. For
Here
Cade
we go.
Good one.
For Cade.
For Cade.
Here we go.
Cade.
Cade.
I won't be
Cade. 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 Cade.
Oh, I thought it was it.
No.
For Ferentz, maybe?
Listen, if we don't come together on this field
Right now.
we will accept the same fate that our brothers did.
I mean, if you're gonna remember the Titans lines, you better not fucking butcher them, Tony. Okay.
That wasn't even close.
Say the game.
You're fighting the same battles.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you were there. You were close. That's a great movie, too. I can't believe you just did that.
He watched it 3 days.
Watched it.
All right, let's get outta
Open
here.
night Thursday.
He's got a kid, though. It's hard to watch movies with a kid, right?
Thank you for that. She was asleep.
Paying attention to the monitor, obviously, a little bit worried.
Yeah.
Lost all power last night. That was certainly a scene. Wow.
Oh.
First time that's happened with the monitor. And, baby.
Tornadoes or what? What happened?
To be clear, I don't know. Half the house had it. The other half didn't. Felt like it was maybe an isolated attack on my house.
Could have been.
I don't know. I checked the neighbors. Could turn on the lights, but the outlets weren't working. What does that mean? I don't know. Am I a fucking electrician? Nope. But I went and checked the thingy, see if it was tripped out or whatever. None of it. Then my phone actually died with the flashlight as I was down in the basement doing the thing. So now I'm locked in a room that I really haven't been in that many times since owning house. No lights and near baby. So let's make sure we don't kick anything, make any sounds. And then inevitably you do, and because there's no other sound in the room. So it was quite a night last night. But if this ball goes in, Cade McNamara, It was football. We're shooting basketball.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Man, could you imagine if he throws 6 touchdowns this week? I will be
against Troy.
I will be all the way back.
Could imagine.
All the way.
Troy
back.
didn't have
Troy's usually pretty good, though.
They don't have Neil Brown anymore.
Bingo.
Well,
So maybe.
Got a little noise going on here, huh? Little sound going on here.
The boys lost faith. The boys do not trust the climb anymore whenever he got fully distracted by a water bottle falling. They were very worried about it.
It's amazing how that can skew their vision of somebody forever.
I'm still in. Not all the boys.
Afterwards, group text. Did you see how rattled he was when a bottle hit the stage? What do you think that bodes well for tomorrow? It's like everybody fucking relax.
It's a noise. We got a noise.
All right. See, there is
The goatee is the bigger problem.
him shaving that is certainly something. But you couple that with the bottle drop thing, it really became some real fodder.
Yeah.
Behind the glass in front of
We see this program as a whole sees the little things.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Like it doesn't take much for you when you see something to go, that team's gonna be really good. Or
Yeah. And I think
See,
we got a little noise.
A little sound over here.
Why do you have that many caps over there? Are you collecting caps?
He has 400 caps over
I have
here.
way more. I just threw out about 50 of them. I just
It's like like elementary school, right? You collect caps.
Just have them stacked over here.
There was a show this fall or summer called Fallout, and they
on
had
me.
and their currency was caps. So I assume Connor saw that and said, if there's ever a nuclear fallout, he thinks he's caps.
Somebody, there's 4 fucking caps just flying around. Then he was holding 2 more.
I held on to one of them. I got,
you
I
can't
got a
see how
stack of
many
10
he has.
over here.
Anyways, this guy's got his used zins, got caps everywhere. Barn is where this dude was born. Legit. I believe it 100%. 100%.
I stack them. They go. I learned I learned that you can plug them into each other. It's kind of sweet.
That's pretty
See, look now it's 2 in 1. And then hold on.
Can we get this guy some Legos for his desk?
3 in 1.
Oh, there it is right there. They're kind of.
It goes to 4. Yeah. See, there they are. And boy, that's nothing compared to what I had. I used to have a fucking ton of them, but I threw them out.
Why? What happened? So you just get rid of them?
You just got a bottle collection, and then you just kind of
bottle collection.
You just kind of hold on to the caps, and then you all of a sudden you're building towers with the caps, and then it's like, all right, I don't want to get rid of all the caps at once.
They're kind of fun. Nice little addition.
Kind of fun, and during breaks you're messing around. If let's say we have someone on that maybe isn't lighting it up by chance, then maybe you play with some of the caps. Boom, 4 in 1.
Wow,
pretty sick.
I can't believe he pulled that off.
Yeah,
while talking.
So, fuck.
AJ, I think yesterday or no, it wasn't yesterday. Maybe a week ago. Yeah, I think it was a week ago. You overheard, I think, some of the during full screen on guest conversation that happened, because when we came back, you were smiling and laughing as if we were as well. And I don't know if you have somebody talking to you off camera there in your attic or if you heard us, but our conversations, whenever somebody goes to a full screen, sometimes, boy, those are real close.
A good time.
Those are real close. Oh yeah, those are a good time.
Yeah,
those are a blast.
Some of my favorite moments.
We should film this. Those should be filmed. Yeah. Some of them would be really
like you and Michael Cole during commercial breaks almost.
Bingo. Yeah. And also, what is a commercial break whenever you're in front of 15,000 people and you're literally
True.
That was always something interesting to me. Like, what am I supposed to do during this commercial break? And for the WWE, just know I missed the shit out of Monday Night Raw. I don't mind not having to fly immediately after the show on Mondays, go to a new city, get back like 2 a.m., do the whole show on Tuesday. That is one thing that if you were to not have, the WWE is it's the greatest place on earth. I have so much fun over there and miss all the people over there. Can't wait to see what the future holds in that whole department. But like commercial break, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, what are you supposed to do?
Good question.
So I just started, we're up.
Yeah.
Hey, we're up right now. We're up right now. Got Stan talk a little bit more shit.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime Dominic Mysterio comes around, how could you not say this guy sucks?
You gotta let it fly.
Yeah. Still doing it, though.
Let's let it fly for Cade McNamara here.
Here we
If this
go.
ball
Come on,
goes in, he's
Cade.
gonna have,
Here we go.
6 touchdowns against Troy?
In the first half.
Let's go, Cade.
If this ball goes into that hoop right over there, Cade McNamara will have 6 touchdowns in the first half. The universe will give us an answer.
Let's not get crazy. Let's just say 6 touchdowns total.
Yeah, because beggars can't be choosers.
That's right.
Pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. Let's just ask for one thing, not too much. Let the universe decide if it's real or not.
Come on, Cade.
6 touchdowns for Cade McNamara this weekend against Troy. If this ball goes into that hoop right over there.
Need you, Cade.
For Cade. All right.
Well,
He tried.
that was kind of like a.
Yeah,
So now
it
5.
was a little bit.
Maybe 5.
No, you got
Now, same exact rules happened to what just took place, but 5 touchdowns. This time.
5 touchdowns.
Okay.
4?
All right.
I think the problem is you're not throwing it like
4's
him.
pretty good.
You got to throw it about 75 times harder.
A strong arm.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
See?
hitting the rim.
See?
Oh,
That
nice.
was more like it.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow.
Okay.
We still are going to do Cade McNamara universe shots though, so we can get Ty out of his terrible mood. He said it's over already.
Yeah, that's a funk. I mean, you guys got plenty of ball left. And with that defense, with that coach,
Phil Park,
you can do this.
AJ, think about that. He's already out. He said he's looking forward to Iowa wrestling.
That's
Week
right.
3.
You can't be out. You can't be out September 10th.
Oh, I'm
You
not.
can't be.
I'm not. Let's not get crazy. I mean, I'm just,
Well-
kind of just going through it right now.
Checking field hockey scores.
Yeah, well, our women's team's very good.
Dynamic.
I watched the Olympics. That sport looks really difficult on the body.
Oh, yeah. Lower back, upper back.
Can we not get a longer
that.
stick?
A lot of
This
that.
one.
A lot of canes in that sport.
And then they're fucking whipping that thing backwards on that.
Oh, yeah.
And they're chasing this thing down here.
Why can't we get a longer stick?
I think it's part of the charm.
Oh, very charming. It would also be charming if it was fun to watch.
Whoa.
Oh, jeez.
Olympic
A lot of sports
down.
like that.
that are fun to watch.
Yeah, a lot of sports that are fun to watch. A lot of sports that might not be fun for me to watch. But yeah, but maybe fun to you. Fun for you.
Which sports do you not like watching?
I like watching soccer in person. I don't like watching it on TV as much.
Are we in soccer season right now?
Oh yeah.
Which
Oh
season
yeah,
is
pal.
Oh, it's domestic right now. It's the international break just finished up. It's finishing this week.
Cool.
this? Okay. AJ, get
International break. I've only heard Gump say that 15 times over the last 3 months.
Well, what do you want me to do? Lie to you and not tell you what's happening?
how many
gets so
breaks do
bad.
they
He
take
gets
for
so
the
upset.
international?
Well, they have to do the international break to set up for the big tournaments, do the qualifying
Yeah.
and such.
That's why so
Yeah.
many people
Or are you
are-
just going to throw every fucking team in the world in the fucking tournament?
Wow, it seems like
Yeah,
that.
come
doesn't
on,
happen.
Pat. You gotta understand.
AJ, listen.
You don't understand?
I think you guys play Australia or New Zealand tonight, one of the two.
America
Yeah,
does.
you better fucking win. Or
USA's got one battle tonight. It ain't on a soccer pitch.
I think it is.
domestic.
That is not the. I don't think that it is.
That's a domestic battle, not
For
international.
liberty and justice for all, motherfuckers.
All right.
Nailed it.
USA. USA.
USA. Is that from the?
Who we playing? Who we playing?
Australia or New Zealand? Let me check.
All right.
Their presidents are coming in.
We gotta win.
It's New Zealand. New Zealand.
No way.
All right, now soccer. Let's talk about soccer.
It's in Cincinnati if you want to go, AJ.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, let's get to a break. We'll be back tomorrow after that big soccer match tonight. United States taking on everybody
Yep.
tonight. Can't wait to watch. I'm sure we'll be very proud of everything that happens tonight
Definitely.
as a society.
Always are.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of hope for the future
Without a doubt.
after tonight for society. And that's what it's all about. Ain't it? That's what it's all about.
So it's all about.
U.S. All right. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life, like our friends at Dude Wipes. Make sure you enter the Brown Streak contest. You might win $100,000 from our good friends at Dude Wipes. You might not, too. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that enter this. So obviously, chances are low, but you can't win if you don't try. Scan the QR code, you can get in on $100,000. Stop the streak contest that Dude Wipes is running for the Cleveland Browns. If a return touchdown is had by the Cleveland Browns this year, that would stop the return streak, which would stop a Brown streak, which is what our friends at Dude Wipes do.
Boom. Nice.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life, like our friends at Dude Wipes. We're in this thing together. Let's remember that tonight.
That's right.
Yes.
Let's remember that tonight.
When USA takes on New Zealand.
Tone.
We're in this thing together. Team on me. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.